welcome back to 10 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Robert, and I have Adam here with me in the interim Kanga Motorsports Studio.
You don't have anything Kanga Motorsports related up there.
That's because it was a vinyl sticker, and I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I would have stolen
point.
it and brought it here. No, these are just
I bet
junk
I had
on
a
my
sticker
wall.
somewhere.
I bet I have the Kanga.
It's like 3 or 4 inches wide, but it's a sticker. Right?
I got like a 6-inch Kanga in the garage. I should have hung
There
up, but it doesn't say Kanga Motorsports. It just says
you know what?
Kanga.
We're doing what we can with what we got here.
We actually have video.
We're
this
at a
week,
significant handicap.
Yeah, the fact that we have a video, that this is as professional as it is, they get what they get.
What do you want from me?
But it's going to fuck me up not having Michael here.
It's going to be a little weird. It'll be all right. I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, he's definitely taking this fuck the fans thing way seriously.
It's a little far.
It was our joke at first, and then he's like, nah, watch this. And then he just leaves.
Yeah, he
leaves us.
The one-upper.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. He has the better watch. Oh, I'm not even wearing a watch.
Oh,
God damn it.
Jesus Christ. You're falling apart without him. You really are.
I'm all messed up. You came to my house. I didn't get to wear my watch.
It's really hard to get here in the dark.
It sucks out here. Like for driving?
Well, yeah, because like I don't know what your address is. I've been here more than once, so I don't need GPS anymore. That's kind of how I am about things. But my landmarks are hard to see in the dark.
And there's no streetlights.
There's no streetlights.
It is dark.
Super hard to get out here.
They're all.
I made one wrong turn, if I'm completely honest.
You actually made a wrong turn?
I made a wrong turn. I turned too early. I turned on the road that's the next one down the hill from here.
Oh.
And then I was like driving. I was like, this isn't right.
This can't be right.
No. And so I pulled up Google Earth and I looked at it and I was like, nope, the lighthouse is farther west than I am.
I appreciate you calling it a pond.
And so I turned around and then I drove up the road up towards your house from the south and came around the corner instead of coming down the hill from the main road.
Okay.
And I also almost turned into that giant housing development.
Oh, Polo Point?
Sure.
The one with the polo field in front of it?
The one with
the rich people?
The one with the gate entrance. Well, it's not gate. It's like there's like a...
Yeah, Polo Point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it had something to do with buffalo.
No, horses.
There's a buffalo.
They're horse people over there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The worst, Robbie.
But none of them have horses.
Oh, I'm sure somebody does.
They all have them, but none of them are at their home.
Oh, no, you don't want the smell.
That's not that bad. It's not like it's pigs or chickens.
You don't want that, Robbie.
Chickens are the worst.
The worst. Totally.
Yeah, horses aren't so bad if you compare them to chickens.
Yeah. Still.
Yeah, so Kanga Motorsports Studio. James is traveling with us, even though it's not on the wall yet.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're on a makeshift table, and you're in a comfy recliner, though.
Yeah, if I'm not careful, I'll lean back out of camera.
Nah, look how much room you got.
I think, maybe. Oh man,
yeah,
I'm just gonna kick it. Then.
Yeah, just spread the legs a little bit.
Yeah, get comfy.
Open up to the fans.
Yeah, just absolutely.
We'll both sit like this.
People were joking about casting couch, but this is
our casting chair.
Casting chair.
We can do gross things in this basement, man. No one knows.
Yeah, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch black out that window.
Yeah, literally, no one can hear you scream. I'm just saying.
No.
My new
it's
neighbors
terrible,
they're too new to, make a fuss yet.
Yeah, they're not going to call the cops.
No, they just think it's normal now. No, this is a screaming neighborhood with weird people.
Those people across the street were shooting guns. They're not going to call the cops.
Oh, they're definitely not calling the cops.
Yeah.
They'll shoot first.
Yeah, absolutely.
We heard screams. We're here with the guns. I live in a weird neighborhood.
It's fine.
I like it.
You don't have meth dealers around the corner, so
not
that you're aware of anyway.
If they do, they're really good at it because they have.
Well, yeah, because they got nice houses.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hard. It'd be hard to hide this amount of money.
We got to launder it somehow.
Well, yeah, but if you're like a jobless bum and you buy like some,
if your incomes is like nothing.
Yeah, and you bought some like $500,000 lakefront house with a lighthouse.
It's a pond front house.
It's lakefront, Robin. No, in Minnesota, that's a full-on lake.
We're in
baby.
Iowa.
I know, but
we're close enough to Minnesota.
It's fine. I mean, it'd be hard to hide that.
That's true.
You're probably safe.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it out of here.
Yeah.
But so if you want to check out James's 240Z build, he's been following up on his block rebuild. That's on kangamotorsports.com. He's been doing a really well done job. It's
he's getting deep into that.
Yeah, it's like down to like the
he was talking
thousandths of an inch.
Yeah, and he was talking about, well, of course he is, because he's an he's a rocket scientist.
Yes,
of course he's like highly detailed and super down to the gnat's ass on things.
Well, it's funny because he's like, the week that I put that engine back together, he comes out with the how to balance your pistons and how to properly seat your
not the
piston
Robbie
rings. I'm like,
Robbie just threw them in there.
Yeah, I just threw that shit together. It ain't balanced. It's an LS. It doesn't need to be balanced.
It'll be fine.
It balances itself with the vibrations
over time. It's fine.
It'll. What's that? Self-seating.
You just get a good enough harmonic balancer, and it's fine.
It's fine. At a high enough RPMs, it just kind of follows where it needs to go.
I think that's the opposite of the situation.
That's true. Well, that first SR20 I had, I put the wrong bearings in it.
Yeah.
It definitely was not true. The whole thing just rattled itself to death.
Yeah.
That was that was an expensive mistake.
I think that was what the primary issue with my S10 is, that we didn't do the ring gaps correctly.
Oh, really?
And I also think because we went cheap and just honed the block a little bit and threw factory size pistons in it.
That's what I did.
And then I don't think that we ringed it correctly.
Oh.
And I think that truck probably would have been perfectly fine if it was totally stock.
Yes.
But as soon as you put some boost in it, shit went south.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't set up for boost now, was it?
No. And like my dad's like, you know what these ring gaps need to be set at? And I was like, I don't fucking know, And I like Googled it for like 30 seconds, and like there were too many differing answers, and I just said, screw it, let's put this bad boy together.
Yeah, I did that with mine.
Was
I checked
not
them.
The right thing to do.
I checked them to the gauge and to what the spec said it should be like.
Right, but you're building a factory engine to be used as a factory-ish engine.
Right.
I was building a high mileage, well, not high mileage, it only had 70,000 miles on it.
Right.
But a high-ish mileage engine to be used in a not factory way.
Yeah.
So
it happened.
Yeah, it was destined for failure.
So if you don't want to be like us and you want to build your engine right, follow Kanga Motorsports.
Absolutely.
Do what he's doing. It's much better.
Absolutely.
Then we can open this up, Adam. Now that we've done.
Well, let's talk. We got one other thing to talk about before we do the opener.
Our fearless leader is not leading the conversation anymore.
It's fine, Robin.
Fuck the fans.
He didn't do as much as people think he did. It's fine. We'll be all right.
This is how you know we're good friends, because we want to make sure he hears this.
He won't.
Well, someone will tell him.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. So Chris sent me, and I never responded to him because my week has been a shit show. So sorry, Chris. Chris sent me the list of PAX placings for our local DMVR 1010s podcast class.
We had a lot of people run there.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty excited about it. So this year, at all of the DMVR autocross events, you could sign up to be in the 1010s podcast PAX class. And then people accumulated points for the year, and we have quite a few people that partook in this little game, at least once anyway. Chris won overall, which I feel like there's some trickery going on here.
Why do you say that?
Because Chris is the guy.
He is the autocross guy.
He's the leader of the thing.
I don't know what his title is, but it's like autocross director or something.
Yeah.
Him and Boone are co-autocross directors.
Yeah, and like I think that he was probably the person who was tabulating this.
Huh.
And then he comes out as the winner.
Surprise.
It just seems a little suspicious.
Does anybody else have a copy of this?
I'm not saying he cheated.
But you can't confirm that he did
But he
cheat.
does drive a BMW. So I'm not saying you can always trust him.
How many BMWs are on this list?
Too damn many. Yeah. Chris, Allison, Booney, for sure. In BMWs.
I'm pretty sure there's more than that.
So Chris and Allison, first and second. They're the autocross power couple locally.
Yes,
apparently. Yep. Trevor Seibold, my homie, my WS6 driving brother.
Yes,
super excited that he was able to take third. So pretty cool. Booney sneaking in there in fourth. So
didn't he have? Yeah, he had. I guess he missed a couple events, and then he also had.
Yeah, I don't think
car trouble.
Yeah, well. Again, back to boosting not boosted cars and having trouble. It's a thing, right?
It happens.
So just got to watch yourself. One thing I want to point out here, at the very, very bottom, the very last person
Dead last.
Mr. Josh Vettis.
Yes. Who was beaten by Dalton Klein.
Yeah. Well, that's because Dalton showed up to 2 events and Josh only showed up to 1. So Josh and his friend Ryan, who's also my friend, I guess, from Sioux Falls, they showed up at the benefit race at BAM or RPM or whatever you want to call it. And so that's why they're on the list. Dalton showed up to that, and he made it to the last event of the year. So he made 2 runs.
Gotcha.
Still only managed second to last. So I don't know what he was doing there, but
just shows that Des Moines, we race hard here. You can't just show up with your Sioux Falls racing.
No, you can't just.
I think you can compete.
Can't just. Yeah, exactly. Just because you show up with your fancy turbocharged Miata or your fancy K-swapped S2000, or I guess he didn't have that weekend. Ryan Seidler has a S2000 that he K-swapped.
Nice.
But I think he was there in like a friend's BRZ or something like that. Just because you show up doesn't mean you're going to do well.
No.
Big fish, little fish, big pond. I'm just saying. So. That's all I really got about that. I want to talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for participating in it. That was cool. I still feel super bad about the fact that I literally only made it to 1 event, even to like hang out, and I was only there for a few minutes, and then I got called to work.
Yeah, I didn't make it to any this year.
I feel bad about it. We'll talk about it here later in the show, but hopefully there are things in motion to make that not a thing for next year.
Yes.
We'll see.
Foreshadowing. Stick around.
So let's do an opener, Robbie.
Presented by Factory Fabrication.
So people have always, whenever I ask them why you listen to 1010's podcast, they always tell me that they're here for the facts. They're here
for the facts.
To learn, and
it's not for entertainment.
No, that they always come away from this knowing more than when they started.
That is true.
That's a standard I want to uphold, even in this time of change. Right?
Fair enough.
That's important to me.
We want to stay consistent.
Right. The level of journalism that we have established, I don't want that to dip just because things are changing. That's important to me as a podcaster.
I get that.
Which is the stupidest term. So this week we're going to talk about, I found out here recently that EVs aren't just EVs. You can't, everyone's got to identify as something special, right?
EV is in electrical vehicles?
Yes. So everyone's got to identify as their own special little category. And electric vehicles are no different. And so it turns out that there's a lot of subcategories and acronyms in the EV world.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm at work.
That we as car enthusiasts should probably at some level kind of at least accept that this is a thing. I don't know necessarily that we need to embrace it yet.
Ugh.
But an educated group is a strong one.
Yes.
Right? So if we want to fight the enemy, we at least need to do it with educated tactics.
Yes.
So
knowledge is power.
Right. So there's a bunch in here I'm not going to talk about.
That's fine.
There's things like back electromotive force. We don't need to talk about that.
That's way too far in the weeds.
Right. So, but the ones I want to focus on here are, because some of these are silly and ridiculous, the acronyms for the different types of vehicles.
Okay.
So it starts off here. There's a whole bunch of them in here. I'm not going to go through all of them, like I said. But the first one I want to talk about, BEV, which is battery electric vehicle. And I'm not sure that the battery part of that statement needs to be defined. If it's an electric vehicle.
How else? Is there a CEV for the corded electric vehicle?
I don't know, but it's defined as a type of electric vehicle that uses energy stored in rechargeable battery packs for propulsion.
Okay. Seems unnecessary to have the B.
Well, so I suppose if you wanted to really be specific, like the San Francisco trolleys, they're electric vehicles.
Yes.
But not battery electric.
True. What would you call that? Is that acronym on here?
I don't know.
CEV is city electric vehicle.
Yes, so this is where it gets weird, because there's also, further down, there's neighborhood electric vehicle.
What?
Yeah, so city electric vehicle, CEV, And we skipped one that I want to talk to. We'll go back to it here in a second.
Back.
Shave 50 to 75 miles range and smaller versions of battery EVs intended for town use only.
So they're like a smart car?
Yeah, so these are like your real tiny cars with next to no range.
Okay.
That you're just using as like your in-city commuter.
Yeah, to and from work.
Right. You live in an apartment. You're 2 miles away from work, so you get in your EV and you drive 45 minutes to work. 2 miles.
Fair enough.
But 45 minutes.
Yes.
Right. The other one in here, DFV, dual fuel vehicle. A vehicle that has 2 separate fuel systems that work at separate times, usually alternative or conventional gasoline. So, a lot of the drag week unlimited cars are DFVs because they have 2 fuel systems on them. One that uses essentially pump gas and like a much lower boost tune, and one that runs probably methanol or something like that, and then the full jam.
Right.
They're just being conservative.
Right.
They're basically trying to save the earth, I think, is what we're getting at here.
Yeah, they're the same as electrical vehicles.
It's basically the same.
I also want to point out that whoever wrote this article doesn't understand that C goes before D in the alphabet.
That's a good point.
Everything else is alphabetical.
I can't defend that. But you're right.
It's literally the only one that's not alphabetical.
Right. You're right. Don't. Jesus.
Get together, EV Institute.
EREV, extended range electric vehicle. Operates as a battery electric vehicle for a certain number of miles, after which the battery has been discharged, and a gas engine powers an electric generator for several hundred miles of extended range driving.
That defeats the purpose.
Isn't that just a hybrid?
No, because the hybrid would power the wheels. This just powers a generator. Yeah, you just got it. Well, why don't you use a diesel generator?
They probably do for some of them.
Yeah, I suppose.
It doesn't. It does say gas engine.
Yeah, specifically it says gas.
It specifically says gas, but I don't know that we can trust this guy because he can't.
It should say
after C.
Yeah, it could be
in the alphabet.
A fuel-powered engine.
Yeah,
could be anything.
H2V, hydrogen vehicle. Vehicle uses hydrogen as its onboard fuel for propulsion.
Those are fun.
Longtime listeners know that we support this. I think that this is a good plan that we should be looking at long term.
I like the hydrogen cars.
I still think it's a good idea. I'm sure that there's somebody out there that...
Oh, they'll be like, the Hindenburg.
Well, I'm sure that there's some money out there that's keeping this from being a thing, but whatever, fine. Some of these are just terrible. FCEV, fuel cell electric vehicle. FCHEV, fuel cell hybrid electric vehicle. Like, do we really need...
Seems a little unnecessary.
Yeah. There's NEV, neighborhood electric vehicle, which the difference between it and... this is actually a classification from the Department of Transportation as a low-speed vehicle that is legally limited to roads with posted speeds as high as 45 miles an hour.
So it's a moped.
Well, it's a car.
It's a moped of cars.
Okay. It means you can't be on the interstate with it.
And it means you don't want your friends to see you on it.
Well, I don't think these people care.
Just like people that drive mopeds. They don't care.
I drove a moped and I cared.
So did I. I didn't care.
I kind of cared.
I made mine really loud, though, and I put underglow on it. That's how much I cared.
Mine was an Iowa edition.
An Iowa edition?
Yes,
like
because
the University of Iowa?
No,
or the state of Iowa?
No, the state of Iowa. Because actually, the state of Iowa law is that a moped cannot go more than 25 miles an hour.
Yes, I knew that.
And cannot have more than a 49cc engine on it.
Yes.
And most mopeds do more than 25 miles an hour.
Almost all of them,
And mine had a governor to prevent that. And it said Iowa edition on the stem thing between your legs.
Could you take the governor off?
I was not savvy enough to figure, or rather didn't really care enough to figure out how. Or
I knew that was a thing on some of the other ones. That I knew guys that did that. I mean, all the Yamaha jogs were 49cc, and then they topped out about 50.
Right. Yeah.
That was the way to go.
So if they go more than 25 miles an hour, you have to have a motorcycle license.
Correct.
And then that defeats the purpose of the moped for the 14 to 16-year-old person.
Yes.
Because that's the law in Iowa. You can have a moped, when you're 14. You can't have a car till you're 16.
Or a motorcycle till you're 16.
Or a motorcycle, but you can only go 25 miles an hour.
And in our city, you had to wear a helmet.
That was a local law.
Yes.
Because that was not the rule where I lived.
Nope. But it was a really loose law. It was just a helmet. So you could wear a bike helmet, motorcycle helmet, fireman's helmet. It didn't matter.
Bicycle helmet?
Yep.
That doesn't seem like...
It would basically keep your brain in one spot on the...
It's less cleanup, which is appreciated.
Yeah, it's a brain bucket, really.
So, yeah, that's fair. So, continuing on here, partial zero emission vehicle, PZEV. I see this a lot on Subarus.
I don't know what that means.
A vehicle that has zero evaporative emissions from its fuel system, has a 15-year warranty on its emission control components, and meets super ultra low emission vehicle tailpipe emission standards.
Well, they just call it the California emission vehicle.
I see it a lot on Subarus. I always thought it meant practically zero emission vehicle, not partial emission, because partial zero, that's dumb.
Practically zero sounds
practically zero makes way more sense. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, no, I think that makes way more sense.
It's practically zero.
Yeah, it's not completely zero.
SULEV, super ultra low electric vehicle, which I think
like low to the ground.
I think it means it's the stance nation of electric vehicles. Yes. No. Apparently, this electric vehicle classification is based on producing 50% less emissions than the equivalent gasoline-powered vehicle.
Nope, you're one off. That's the ultra low.
Oh,
the
super ultra low is 90%.
Damn.
And zero emission. So there's SULEV, ULEV, and ZEV, which all have to do with how much of their emissions. How does an electric car have any emissions?
How does it have 50% less than a...
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense.
It's the ones with the gas-powered generators.
So then that would be SULEV and also a... What was that? A EREV?
And it could be a neighborhood one. And
it could also be an NEV if it doesn't do more than 45 miles an hour. You're right, Robbie. You're right. So many words.
You're going to start seeing that. It's going to be the Toyota whatever ZEV, ULEV.
Well,
HEV.
see, this is what brought this to my attention, is that these things existed. There was an article that I saw. It's been a few weeks ago now, but Lexus had unveiled some sort of like concept car, right?
Yep.
And they had like this list of acronyms behind it of what it was.
It was like so someone with like 1 million doctorates is like doctor whatever,
right,
PhD, MD,
right.
LSD.
The
whatever.
more letters you have behind the name, your name, the more important you are. That sort of thing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But this thing had a drone.
A what?
It has a drone.
A drone on the vehicle.
Yes, and it like will grab your luggage out of the luggage compartment and bring it to your front door for you and shit like that.
This is for Americans, right? Big fat Americans?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. This will sell.
Right? It totally will.
This will sell like hotcakes.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't have to get my fat ass on top of the Lexus. I'll take 3. Sir, you only have 2 cars. I'll take 3 for when one breaks.
Next, they're going to have like this have you seen Wall-E?
No.
So in Wall-E...
I saw the trailer.
In Wall-E, they're all in this spaceship that had to leave Earth because Earth was so overrun with pollution and stuff like that. Yeah, because we ruined the planet, right?
So it's a documentary.
So it's a documentary.
Thank you.
Like Idiocracy.
Yes.
But on this spaceship, every need that they have is catered to. And so they never have to get up out of these chairs because the chairs will take them to any place they want to be, and they can do anything they want to do.
The humans?
Yes, the humans.
I did not realize there were humans in that movie.
Yeah, there are humans in that movie, and then the robots cater to those humans' every need.
Okay.
And the robots are actually like scheming to keep the humans in this perpetual state of
laziness.
Sloth. Yeah. I don't know what the robots are getting out of it.
Yeah,
but they're controlling.
Isn't their whole life to serve?
Well, I think that's why they're doing it. Because if they... So the premise of the story is that Wall-E has a plant. And there's these robots that go back to Earth to look for plant life. And if they find plant life, then the ship is supposed to return home.
Okay.
Right? And then Wally is a garbage cleanup robot that's left on Earth.
Yes.
And he comes across one of these plant-seeking robots, and then that plant-seeking robot takes Wally's potted plant back to the spaceship. And then
rude.
Wally falls in love with the plant-seeking robot and goes back to get her. And they go through this whole debacle, but the robot that controls the ship is trying to destroy the plant so that this cruise that these people are on doesn't end.
Okay.
That's the premise.
I never saw it.
You should see it.
It sounds like I need that.
It's actually
I should have seen.
It's actually
like
a
many
really
years ago.
entertaining movie.
Okay. It's got
My
robots.
kid loves it.
Okay.
He loves robots.
Fair enough.
But it's actually, like, for having almost no dialogue, it's actually a really interesting movie.
Okay.
It's very well
done.
together.
Well, it's a Pixar movie, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
How often do they drop the ball?
Cars 2.
God damn it, you're right. They didn't just drop the ball. They straight up shit the bed.
It's fresh in my mind right now.
You watched it recently, didn't you?
Well, so you can only take so many Cars 1 and Cars 3 before you finally decide that it's time to let him watch Cars 2 every once in a while.
What does he think of it?
He was less interested in it. He's also, for some odd reason, decided that Mater is scary.
Wait, I thought he loved Mater. He's got the little Mater toy thing.
Do you remember the monster truck thing that I brought to Heartland Park?
Yeah, of course.
It's hidden away in our spare bedroom.
No.
Because he's flat out terrified of it.
He loved that thing.
He's full on terrified of it,
No.
dude. And so it's this giant Mater monster truck.
Yeah.
And he's got big air inflated tires and he can pull stuff. Right, to explain it to the people.
Yeah, and it can.
And he's full on scared of it, dude. I have it hidden away in our spare bedroom, and he knows it's in there. And if that door gets open, he runs to the other side of the house.
Weird.
When
did this happen?
Like immediately after we got home from Heartland Park.
Man, I remember he loved that thing. For
No,
like
he's
a
been
day.
scared of it the whole time. Actually, when we were at Heartland Park, when we were playing with it inside of Josh's camper, he wouldn't get on the floor if it was running.
Oh, see, I guess I didn't. I noticed he did that, but I didn't realize it was because he was scared.
I think he thought it was cool that it could tow stuff.
Yes,
but he was also scared of it at the same time.
It's not. It's probably smart that he's afraid of robots. It'll keep him sharp in the future when they rise up.
He loves Transformers, though. Anything that's yellow is automatically Bumblebee.
It's Bumblebee, of course.
Right.
And every brunette's Megan Fox, at least in my mind. I take it to a weird spot.
That's a little less believable.
Okay, how about every time I see a brunette, I wish she was Megan Fox? How about that?
I'll give you that one. That's fair. I'm good with that. Don't we all?
That's the dream.
So, yeah, I think that's about all I got on these EVs. It's just, it's a wild world, man. Like, why? A lot of these just seem wildly unnecessary.
And redundant.
Yeah. And but we don't need to have these separate classifications for minute and random things. It doesn't matter.
Well, it's annoying because obviously CEV should be corded electric vehicle. If you're gonna have BEV be the battery electric vehicle, but CEV is the city one, and you can't have two CEVs. I suppose you could have a WEV, which would be a wired electric vehicle.
That would make sense. I'm good with that.
Then it could also be a YEV, which would be your yard electric vehicle.
It could be
because you're not going to drive it past your yard.
It could be PPEV. It could be permanently plugged in electric vehicle.
Yeah, PEV could be a plug-in vehicle.
I think.
Is there a PEV?
Yeah,
I'm sure there is.
There's plug-in electric and there's plug-in hybrid.
Oh yeah, PEV.
Both of those are on here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because a lot of hybrids out there now are plug-ins.
Right.
So they have a battery pack, and it can be charged off the wall, and it will run on that until it's dead, and then it will switch over to the hybrid system. But it won't charge the battery until you go home again and plug it in.
Right.
So like when you buy a Chrysler Pacifica hybrid, if you get the plug-in option, that's what it does.
Okay. Have you looking at Chrysler Pacificas?
No. I can't afford one. I can't afford a new one.
They'll let you lease anything now, man.
And I'm not going to do that, Robbie. We've gone over this many, many times.
But the stow and go seating at them.
I know, that's wild. Dude, I would love to be able to afford a Pacifica.
We were at
one. Not the old. The old Pacifica is like the worst thing they ever made.
Yes.
My mother-in-law had one, and she drove it to like 270,000 miles, and I think that's about 220,000 more miles than anybody else got out of them.
Yeah,
they're total
rust
garbage.
Out. Yeah,
total garbage.
I remember seeing like the big old, what's like a rust hole in the side.
My CFO had one when I first started at my last job, and he had an extended warranty on it, and they lost money on him.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they put transmissions in it and all kinds of crazy shit. So, I don't know, man.
We were at Carl's for my dad. Wanted to buy a new pickup.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, you got your own business. It's the end of the year. You got to buy shit.
Well, yeah, you gotta make it look like you didn't make any money.
Exactly.
I get it.
So he's looking at these brand new pickups, and then I'm inside looking at this brand new van.
What are you doing?
So I'm looking at the Chevy 3500
Oh, Jesus.
Explorer. And
Do they have a conversion van there?
It's like a fucking limo.
They have one there like that?
It's $65,000.
Dude, that's so rad.
It's got like it's a TV as big as that one, so it's probably like a 20-inch flat screen.
Okay.
For the 9 passengers.
Yeah.
And then you got the 2 people up front in like the cockpit because it's so huge.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it. I legitimately looked at it for like 20 minutes, and like my family's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "No, seriously, this is the perfect tow vehicle."
Yeah.
I was like, and I opened the back door. I was like, "Look, you could put shelving here and put all of your tools and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then you could leave the back seat for sitting.
Right.
And then you could take out the 4 middle bucket seats
right.
and put a bed or whatever else you need in there.
Right.
Because there's so much room for activities. And it was tall. You had like
I would leave the second row.
Yeah.
And take out the third and fourth row for a bed.
Yeah, same concept. But yeah, definitely. That's the future, man. That's what we need.
Dude, I'm about that life.
No more. We could be vanning.
Vanning is rad.
We could be pulling trailers and vanning.
God, I can hear Michael right now.
Just losing it.
Just being mad about it. But I'm in on vanning.
He can't stop us from vanning.
I'm so in on vanning.
I like it.
This can be the van podcast.
I like that.
I feel like we can't be the number 2 Porsche podcast anymore.
We're the
But we can
0.
be the number 1 van podcast.
Yes.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yep. I was telling Jess, I should trade in that Avalanche. It doesn't need to be a brand new one. I don't
No.
Let's not be silly.
Calm down here.
65,000, that's ridiculous.
That's out of control, right?
But vans don't hold their value. They just tank.
You're telling me.
So, get one that's like 2 years old. It's already at the bottom of the market.
Absolutely.
That's the time to buy.
Dude, they got like sweet LED rope lighting in them.
They do.
I'm all about it, Robbie.
Oh, man.
We could get sweet murals painted on them.
Yeah, just treat them like they're 70s vans.
Yes.
Just ignore the fact that they're
high
40.
pile shag.
I love
the whole 9 yards.
I love it.
If we're going to do it, we got to do it upright.
Yeah. I mean, at 3,500, it'll tow anything.
Anything you're ever going to want to put behind it.
Exactly.
Anything you have any right to put behind a vehicle, that will tow.
Exactly. I love it. I think this is the way to go. I should get a big van that has the towing capacity that I need.
Yes.
And then just get like some really silly, like a Ford Fiesta or like an IQ or something for every day.
You just need like a $2,000 Honda Civic.
That's like
with a 5-speed.
That's like $1,500 too much.
With a
5-speed. I'm all on board.
You need a manually shifted vehicle.
That would be
because you were just talking about this last week, and you have no idea how
excited I was. I did totally
about
shift on that.
You have no idea how excited I was about that, Robbie.
I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but yeah, it'd be nice to.
Dalton Klein's trying to sell his Fiesta ST.
I don't want that.
He told me he'd take $9 for it.
That's a good value.
It's pretty cheap.
That's good value
for a Fiesta ST.
Yeah, that's really good value.
Apparently, that's kind of where they're at.
Is it? I guess higher than that.
No, like 9 to 12 will buy you a pretty decent Fiesta.
I bet he'd be willing to make a deal to a friend. I don't want it, but
we'll talk.
We're just gonna talk.
He was offering finder's fees. So.
Oh, I see why you're so aggressive. But I know. Booney from Factory Fabrication, he also takes his van when he.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
When,
he's got a Sprinter.
I don't know if he's got. I think he still does it, but I know when he did time trials a couple years ago, he would take his van and the trailer.
They use it.
That's what they use.
Last I knew, that's what he was towing the ZR3 car with.
The Z3 erection car.
Yes, Z erection.
I don't know. I lost the stickers. I don't know how to say it anymore. I took them off my car.
What?
That's because I took the vinyl off. It's a whole thing.
Oh, man.
It's a whole thing. But yeah, so he's doing it. So he's got it figured out. He's ahead of the game.
There you go.
He could be vanning. We could have it. He could come talk about vans.
He could be our third guy for the van podcast.
I love it.
Just like the silly C-Class Citizens thing that Jabbay's trying to do.
Oh, that's right.
It could be a van podcast.
Yeah,
You could have Matt Williams come on, talk about his rad van thing that he
sold that
had
van.
/ has.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did or not.
It was for sale.
It was for sale. I really wanted it. It was a lot of money, but it was probably worth it.
It's probably worth it. By the way, if I sound funny, it's because I have bass boosting headphones on, and it is totally messing with me right now. I know I'm not speaking as deep as I'm sounding in my headphones.
It's fine, Robbie.
So if I talk really funny, it's because my ears.
We don't have our mic stands either. So we
No,
have
I'm
to hold
holding
them.
it, and that's messing with me too.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to record. I'm not adjusting my levels like I think I probably should.
And if you shift your grip on your microphone, you can hear it squeak.
Yeah, don't. Yep.
So sorry. We're doing the best we can.
We're not. Michael.
Again, Michael said fuck the fans.
And so
What do you want from us?
yeah, so our attitude is the same. Just we're still moving forward.
We're committed to figuring this out.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
if I didn't do this, I would literally have no social life.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite ready to accept that yet.
No. I didn't lose sleep, but I was just like sitting there thinking like, the fuck am I going to do with my time now?
Yeah.
Like I understand I got stuff to do with my car, but if we don't have the podcast, I don't get to do as many stuff with the car that I like to do.
I mean, you could still do all the things that you do.
Yeah, but it's going to cost me more money.
Maybe.
Yeah, like some of the events I got to go for free. Yeah, that's not free anymore if we lose the podcast.
That's fair.
I like doing things for free, especially when I want to go to them anyways.
Well, I'm not sure that we're supposed to speak liberally about that.
We had Into Grid Life for free. People knew that.
Well, we never took our cars there for free.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't free, was it?
No.
No, that wasn't free. But it was good.
Yeah.
But anyways, Factory Fabrication. He would make a shelving unit in the back of your van if you have a van, like our future vans.
He'd be so into that.
Heck yeah, I'd be like, hey, look at my Sprinter. Make me a shelf.
Hell yeah. I gotta find a guy who can give me a mural.
Ooh.
Zion could probably print me a mural.
No, it's not as good as paint.
Yeah, but that's kind of
Like
the way to go.
Hand paint.
Yeah, because then I can change it
That's true. Then it would cost a lot less.
based on my mood. Also, like if we're going to do new vans, we should do new vans and new ways of doing van things. And the new paint is vinyl.
It's true. That's true. It's the modern paint. Because paint is dead.
Yeah.
Factoryfabrication.com.
I'm going to need a porthole.
I saw an ad.
Portholes on vans are the best.
I saw an ad from like the 70s where they had
Yes.
every different shape and size of porthole you
dude.
could buy. And they were like $19.95.
Like a crescent moon porthole would be the best.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be so rad.
It costs nothing. You just have to cut the hole and
Yeah.
rivet it.
Yeah, you
seal it, call it a day.
I'm sure it comes with like a template. You just get in there with a die grinder.
It's super easy.
Practically cuts itself.
Oh, yeah. That sheet metal just falls out.
Vans are rad.
Vans are red. We've changed. Well,
I don't know that that's... Nobody could ever prove that I ever said I wouldn't drive a van because it never happened.
minivan was what the focus was on that one.
That's true.
Full-size van, totally different story.
I'll agree, as a lover of the minivan, I'll agree with that statement.
Yes.
Full-size vans are better.
100%.
Bigger is better.
Always.
As any lady will tell you, bigger is better.
Yep. It's it's nice to see that we haven't changed in that respect.
Yeah,
This
screw
podcast
it.
will not get more professional without Michael.
Screw
I'll
it.
tell you that. If anything, it's going to get less professional,
Well, yeah.
which is fine.
So, Robbie, you have been a busy beaver.
I've tried to be. I honestly can't remember what I've all spoken about on the podcast. Not much, right?
I don't think we've really spoken anything about what you've been doing to either car since the end of the season.
Well, the Z's been basically untouched because I want to get the 240 done first.
I thought the Z was like 10 minutes away from being a running driving car.
It is, and I still haven't touched it.
What?
I literally just have to... Actually, I need an oil cooler. Then I need to put fluids in it. And then I need different wheel studs because the ones I have are not as long enough that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
And then I got to do a bunch of, like, diagnosing because I know there's a bunch of air in the ABS unit. And it's either you need to go out and, like...
Dude, I lost like 3 days of my life trying to bleed the back brakes on Don's 350Z.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's because it's in the module. It's not in the lines. So I have everything bled out except for up in the module. So the only way to do that is to get a tool that'll cycle it for you. And I don't have that.
Just get rid of it.
Or go to the gravel road once it's up and running, slam on the brakes, lock up the ABS, and then let it cycle itself a few times, and then bleed them, then do it a few more times. So it's going to be a whole process. I seriously went through probably 2 bottles of fluid before I finally came across an article that specifically said, yeah, by the way, it's in the module. You'll never get it out.
Why?
The only reason it went like this is because Josh had the calipers off.
Yeah.
And it literally drained dry. So it sat dry, and so the air got into the module. So as long as if it never gets completely bone dry, this is never an issue. So it has to have been sat for a while. Air gets up into the module, basically dries itself out, and then you have to get that air out, and it's a whole issue.
Just take it out.
Just get rid of the ABS.
You don't need ABS.
That's true. I always say
you're
that guy.
Raw machine and man guy.
That will screw with me the first time I take that out and has ABS. Yep,
it's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. I mean, Dalton's shown that you don't need to shift gears and you just slam on the brakes at Hallett.
Yeah,
you just get great lap times.
Yeah, see,
maybe that's the way to go.
Now you're coming around to my style of thinking.
Not particularly. I'm gonna try to fix it first since it's already there, and it shouldn't be that bad. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Z's way closer to finish than the 240. And then the 240, I already dug into that. Let's see, I got a handful of pictures. I'm going to start there. So I started by, I'm going to do fender vents just because.
Yes.
I like how they look.
Yes.
And because that side's all broken anyways, I went to the wall.
Race car?
Yeah, so got some pretty generic fender vents. They're hood vents on the internet, but they're
okay.
They're not
whatever.
Big. Yeah, whatever. And they just fit kind of perfectly between my my side or my fender flare and then the top of the fender. So I just took just like putting a porthole on my my van.
That's premium sponsor space though, Robbie.
I got rid of my Z3's erection sticker to do it though.
Oh man.
And I ordered a bunch of samples to try to get the replacement vinyl that I could put it all blue again. Yeah, that's not a thing.
Oh, that sucks.
Because when you get cheap generic vinyl, they're not the same color from batch to batch.
That's funny. If you were doing solo things with this,
yes,
and you were running Hoosiers, and you wanted to use Hoosier contingency, you'd be in trouble because the Hoosier sticker has to go over the wheel well, front wheel well.
I think the contingency for the time trials wasn't quite as strict, as you can see, because I got Hoosier next to my.
I suppose you could put it on the fender flare still, though. You got a flare. You got space on it.
It depends on how big of the sticker they want on there, because I don't have the huge sticker. I have a bunch of those stickers. I just don't have it on the car.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that matters, because we're still working on, not to get too far behind the curtain, but yeah, for next year we're still working on contingency and stuff for time trials. So.
That would be really cool if you guys could put that together.
Yeah, we're working. We have a couple things in place. Shout out to Apex Pro. They're looking to come on board. We haven't finalized anything yet, but I feel confident enough to say that they're going to be involved some way or another, just like they're involved with the podcast. So that'd be great. And then, PRI is going to be a big focus for seeing what we can do for the time trials.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. But, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to get too far into it. But, Hoosier wasn't near as strict on that in our group.
Well, that's good. My Omni has Hoosier burned into the paint forevermore.
Like a plasma television?
Yeah, because it's been there for so long that the paint faded around it, and you can still read Hoosier despite the fact that I took the stickers off right away when I bought the car.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I suppose it sat there,
20 years? So it's kind of rough, is what it is.
Yep, so I got those on there, just kind of made a template, took a grinder to it, cut it out. It's gone pretty well.
I love it, Robbie.
I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna look good.
Hopefully it works good too.
Yep.
Front downforce is the hardest part to get.
Yes. We'll talk more. And then I also, because I burn up power steering pumps literally every year, it's just my thing. I've decided to go as good as it gets when it comes to LS.
Yes. Are you gonna give away your secret here?
Yes.
All right.
I'm an open book.
This is a 10 tenths top tip.
Top tip. We should probably wait to see if it works before.
Nah, fuck it.
100% guaranteed to work.
Absolutely.
So, a well-known like Circle Track power steering pump, LSs in general, I've been told multiple times by people saying like, hey, if you're having power steering problems, just go to Turn 1 Steering. They make power steering pumps that are made for racing and like being beat on, and they're
It's what NASCAR uses.
It's exactly what NASCAR uses. So I was searching for these on, trying to find. I didn't want to spend $350, $400 on a new one. Just kind of see what was out there. Because if you buy one, you can send it to them and rebuild it for $150.
Right.
So if let's say I burn this up again next year.
I mean, so like realistically, yeah, it's $350, $400 for a new one. But like,
it is
if you're going through power steering units once a year or more,
which are $120
that's really
a pop.
not a bad price.
No, it really
fixes the problem.
It really isn't, and I was fully prepared to pay that.
Right.
I was hoping to get like
the Robbie Veerhout that I know would never allow himself to pay retail if he can get away with it.
If I can get away with it, I was hoping for like a 15% off Black Friday sale was what I was planning on.
Well, yeah, you're notorious for the Black Friday savings.
And Juku Racing always has great Black Friday sales too.
I'm sure you have a list already.
This year, no.
Pretty low.
Last year.
No Z goodies.
No, the only stuff I really need for the Z are just generic things that won't.
What
be on
you
sale.
need and what you want are not always the same thing, Robbie.
What I'm willing
and
to
when it's
buy.
on sale, it's on sale.
All right, I'm going to say the same thing I told you that I tell my family when they say you should just do this. I'm going to say, you know how expensive being married to a college girl? It's fucking expensive.
I forgot you went back to
She's
school.
in college.
That's a bum deal.
Being married to a college girl is very fucking expensive.
That's a bum deal.
So, yeah, I'm not as open with the checkbook this year as I was last year.
Damn it. And the year before.
And the year before.
And the year
And
before.
the year before. And the year before. And there's a trend.
The first
here.
year we did this, you spent a lot of money on that car.
And the second year. And the third year. And this year.
The second year was the first year of the LS. So, yeah that's fair.
The LS was... Well, the LS wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Well, it's because you parted everything out.
Yep.
In the process. You parted out the SR20 to fund the LS, and that helped.
It paid for at least half. Damn near 2/3. It was good.
It's a good day.
But anyways, back to the story. So I was just scrolling on eBay to see what was out there, and then I came across this auction site that they basically go to NASCAR events or like auctions that sell all these NASCAR parts, and they run these power steering pumps 2 races, 3 races, and then they sell them for like nothing.
That's
so you can go to these auctions and buy a box of these with like 10 of them in it for pennies on the dollar, and then they turn around and sell them for $80. So I got this power steering pump for less than I would buy a new OEM one or a used or a remanufactured. Yeah. So I got it's not a LS specific. It's the GM Type 2 generic one.
Okay.
Which actually it feeds from the bottom. So a lot of hot rodders will use this one.
Okay.
For like swaps and stuff. So it actually
you
works.
said it has an AN fitting on it.
It's got a -10 fitting that goes.
Which is what's up.
Which is perfectly lined up to the Chase Bay's reservoir that I have because it's also a -10. So it's it's actually better because like when I had the Corvette one, it would go down and then up over the top. So it would just be a nice little S loop.
Right.
I don't think that ever really helped anything. So, but yeah, so now it's like it's a really nice direct line from the reservoir to the pump. I had to get a different bracket because it doesn't the bottom mount doesn't fit with the stock Camaro one, but it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really hoping to not have to burn up a power steering pump literally every event.
It's interesting to me how much trouble you've had with this. Like you would think that this is a problem that has been solved.
Yeah, I think I just had to spend the money on a real not OEM part, something that can handle it.
I suppose.
I mean, another option.
A lot of times when it's a problem like this, people tell you just go to the OEM.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
They say
that's a lot of people's fix for things like this.
No, a lot of people say and it doesn't help that the steering rack isn't really compatible with it. You got to have that restrictor in it, which can't possibly help.
No, I'm sure it puts a bunch of back pressure on it that isn't good for the pump.
Yep, I know some people have gone electric, and I wasn't really looking to go to electric. I want to have some feedback.
Yeah, so, I can see that
because you could take I think it's an S2000 power steering rack and make it work in a 240. And that's what some people were suggesting. But yeah, otherwise you just spend the money on a turn one.
Huh.
So we'll see if the used NASCAR part works, or if it's burned up too.
But even if it is, it's $150 to reman.
Yeah, I can send it to Turn 1 and they'll fix it.
Who cares?
Yep, so that's where I'm at.
Buy 2.
They do sell them. Now that I know what to search for, they're everywhere.
Yeah, shit. I would have one on the that would go with my spare.
Yeah, at $80, it's not bad.
That would go with my spare parts pile for sure.
Well, it's funny because this one came with a quick disconnect on the pulley. Okay. I didn't realize that was a thing. So yeah, these NASCAR teams have quick connects on their power steering pulleys.
So snap locks onto the shaft. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's got this little like a steering hub. So it's
yeah. That's all right.
I'd never seen that before.
That's some race car shit right there.
Yeah.
Like that's the sort of stuff that because it would suck to lose this mid race.
Yes.
But 2 bolts, an AN fitting, and a quick connect, and it's out.
It's not bad.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and this setup's a lot. And with the Corvette, with the Corvette pulley,
yeah,
it's got spokes rather than the Camaro one that has a solid piece, so you can actually get a wrench in there and get the bolt mounting bolts out without having to pull the pulley off.
Oh, you couldn't do that before?
No, the Camaro is a solid piece,
obnoxious.
So you'd actually have to take the pulley off before you could take the pump off.
It bolts from the front?
Yeah, so it bolts from the front through the pump, basically.
Right,
and
to the block.
Holds to the head or the mount or whatever. And then, you'd have to basically have a wrench that could go around the pump or the pulley, which doesn't really exist, or you'd take the pulley off.
Which is never fun.
No. So having a spoke...
It's always obnoxious.
Yeah. Pain in the ass. It's much easier to take it off on the bench.
Right.
On a vise or whatever.
Right.
So, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm feeling pretty good about it. We'll find out if I'm feeling good about it. Probably by the time this comes out, I'll have known. Oh, yeah. I just need to connect the...
Gonna take it for a cruise? Or?
I'll just turn it on. Make sure it doesn't squeal at me like it's all burned up.
That's fair.
But, yeah, if it runs quietly... I know I'm already ahead. It at least works.
Right.
So, I was waiting on a AN fitting for the hose. The 90 degree fitting was all I needed left before I could install it. So that came today. And then, where else was I? Just kidding. Not working.
Splitter? Is that next?
No.
There's more?
So.
What is this?
So I was taking a break a couple weeks ago.
Right.
I was just scrolling through Facebook as I was working on the car and I just took a break.
Right.
And someone just posted on Instagram or on Facebook Marketplace they had a 350Z diff for sale for like $100. And I'm like,
oh geez.
So I messaged him and it'd been up for like an hour.
Okay.
Like, hey, it was a generic picture, which kind of had me sketchy because it's not a picture of what he was selling.
Yeah. And why do people do that in the age? Like he literally used his cell phone to make that post.
Yes.
He did.
Yes, he did.
But he couldn't get a picture of it?
No. So I texted him and said, hey, if this is really what you have, because it was claimed to be out of a Nismo 350Z, which is the viscous limited slip, with the gear ratio I want.
Yes.
And I mean, it's a viscous, so I mean, it's not perfect.
It's not 100%, but it's
better than what I got. The gear ratio is what I want.
And it's $100.
It's $100.
Who cares?
So I messaged him and say, hey, if this is really what you got, if it has the marking that the picture has, I'll buy it right now. And he goes and looks, and sure enough, it had all the marking and everything that claimed it was exactly the limited slip that I needed it. I bet it was on Marketplace for an hour before I went and picked it up.
Here in Des Moines?
Here in Des Moines. I met him up in Grimes at a gas station.
Jeez.
Handed him cash, turned around, I literally just got done talking to Jess about money. And I come in the house, I was like,
we're so broke, Jess. I don't know how we're going to do it. Oh, shit, I got to buy this.
I was like, I was willing to spend $300 on these. He wants $100. I'm going to go buy this right now.
Sorry. Thank you, bye.
Sorry, honey. But I mean, I already had the axles.
Yeah. No, so it's like $40 worth of parts and you're ready to go.
The biggest pain in the ass was that I had to buy all new bolts and nuts for the axle and output shaft.
Boo-hoo.
They were $40 because they're.
You couldn't just run down to.
No, they're shoulder bolts. They're OEM. Like they're specific. So I didn't want to. The last thing you want is to have some extra play there.
Just get a washer.
No. So I actually bought the OEM nuts and bolts.
Do you have to like go to the Nissan dealership?
Z1 Motorsports sells them.
Oh, okay.
No, after the last time I messed with the guys at the Nissan dealership, I'll never fucking go back.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I don't remember that story.
Yeah, because their website said they had all these nuts and bolts that I needed for the Z.
Oh, okay.
So I just went down there and their website said they had them in stock.
Right.
I was like, I need these bolts. Your website says you have them. Yeah, we don't have them. Okay, well, your website's, that means your website's out. It's not out. We just don't have them. Because they
just don't want to work with you.
It was the time that the guy that was trying to make a sale jumped me in line, and then they ignored me and pretended I wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
It was that story.
They just don't want to deal with you.
No, they were rude. It was the worst customer experience or customer service I've had at any dealership.
They're the number one Murano selling dealership in the country.
That's right. So I'm just not going to their parts department anymore.
Yeah, they don't care about your race car things. But they want to sell Nissan Murano crosscat relays.
But the radio says we need to buy local until they give me that shit, and then I buy from Z1.
Well,
sorry guys. But yeah, so
you win some, you lose some.
Honestly, this is not a hard swap. My experience was a real pain in the ass, but it shouldn't be that hard. So you buy the diff, you buy the axles, you get if you don't have them, you buy the nuts and bolts, and then you buy GK Tech mounting bushings.
Right.
And you don't have to modify anything except the flange on the diff. And if you wanted to, you could get a new drive shaft because it's about a half inch further back. So if your drive shaft was already kind of out further than you'd like to see, this could potentially put it further than you'd want to go.
Okay.
Mine was engaged enough that another half inch isn't
a big deal.
No, it's still right where it needs to be. But yeah, so you either use the drive shaft you have with the 240SX end on it, and then you drill out the new flange bolt holes.
Yeah.
Or you could get a custom one made.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I got that out. I went through so many fucking drill bits. I had to go to Lowe's and get more. Like it just was not my day. Apparently,
yeah.
Just did not want to drill. I mean, it was fine, but yeah, I just burned up bits. I don't know why it was such a
hardened steel, baby.
Just not my day.
Sucks.
I had good bits. That's just the frustrating part. I'm looking at going, this is going to cost me more than I wanted to spend on stupid fucking drill bits.
Spent as much money on drill bits as I paid for this damn diff.
No, but it's about as much as I paid for the fucking bolts.
Jesus.
Yes, but I mean, now I have new drill bits, so I did get to keep some.
I guess, but jeez.
Yeah, it was such a pain in the ass. But yeah, the bushings for the diff fell right out. It was no big deal. But then the bushing in the subframe, because the 350Z diff only uses one mounting bolt up top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the hydraulically filled bushing on the Z?
No.
Or is that on the subframe?
That's on the subframe.
Okay.
So,
because I've replaced that bushing, and that was a time.
The 240 doesn't have that. It's just a regular bushing like the rest of everything else, like the rest of the subframe. So it's just the rubber with the metal on either end.
Yep.
And the G-Tech video or GK Tech video showed you just take a chisel or a punch and you hit it in like 4 different spots, make it even, and then you hit it in the center. It just kind of falls out.
Right.
That's great if it's not rusted for 26 years.
Welcome to Iowa.
Oh my God.
Dude, bushings are the worst. Like my Omni needs a whole bushing overhaul. I'm sure it does. I don't want to do it.
No, it was. This
I bet it would change that car, but I don't want to do it.
This was way worse than it should have been. So I got everything kind of where I needed it to be Saturday, and I'm like hammering out that bushing, trying to hammer it in on itself, and I'm spraying it with WD-40, trying to, because it's all I had, just trying to get some penetration in there with some oil, loosen it up a bit. Wishing I had a torch, it's just something. I'm hammering on it, and you can still see I'm all scraped up.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I'm bruised on my knuckle because you can see every time I missed, I hit myself in the same spot.
God, I hate that.
So I'm laying under the car hammering on it for it feels like hours, and then I give up. It's Friday night or a Saturday night. I'm fucking done.
Right.
I'm going to the movies. I'm done. No, I did that Friday night. What did I do Saturday night? Nothing. I was so mad. We did nothing Friday night or Saturday night. So
staying home. Deal with it.
Yep, we're watching movies at home. Sick of this shit. So then Sunday I go back out there and finish it, and it would not move. It was rusted solid, and I hammered on it for felt like hours, and then I got it so the metal would hammer in on itself, And then I just took a drill and started drilling it out.
Oh, Jesus.
And I finally took enough material out that I could just get it out.
Yeah.
And then it was easy. It was cake. It just falls right into place. But yeah, the one bushing by itself and drilling out the flange on the diff took 10 times longer than the rest of the process.
Ugh.
But yeah, it's an easy swap, especially with those mounting bushings, if you don't have to deal with rust.
Yeah, but it's a 240, so everybody's going to be doing that.
Yep.
Because they're all rusted out hunks of shit now.
Yeah. Or if I had like really good drill bits or like a drill press or like a machining center set up,
yeah,
that would have been cake.
Well,
but I don't. I'm just.
You're a guy in a garage.
I'm just some guy hacking shit together in his garage.
Yeah.
Yep. So the bolts showed up today as well. So this weekend I'll get that finished up. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not running 5th and 6th gear. That's nice. Maybe I'll be like Dalton. I don't have to shift every 3, 4, 5 seconds.
It's fine. You'll probably still be in 5th at Gateway at least.
Maybe, but the guy that I was running with at a Z, he was only in the top of 4th in a place where I was in to 6th.
Were you at a higher mile per hour than he was?
Slightly. I mean, it was a 350Z, so I mean, it wasn't dramatically far behind.
That's
me.
true. Those cars, I mean, you really, for like, oh, it's a V8, it must make 500 horsepower. You don't really make a ton of power.
No, 340 wheel. And then, let's just say he's at like, what, 270 wheel?
Sure. I have no idea.
Maybe
it seems reasonable, though.
We'll just say 270 wheel.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less. But yeah, I mean, he's not dramatically slower on the straight, especially because I'm in highway gears. Just kind of not going anywhere at all. Whereas he's using his power gears and actually getting up there. So I don't think his speed was dramatically lower than mine. Right. I was just geared funny. And then, I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast either. I got, I'm going to build a nice big splitter. So I'm redoing the whole front end. And again, that bumper's all jacked up because I've run into so many things. And the splitter was all jacked up because it was a piece of shit. So then I got a nice big old piece of birch. Because I think if I go with metal, I'm going to be mad if I break it. Whereas birch, I can just replace it. Yeah. So I got a big piece of birch. So I'm going to cut into a splitter. And then, because I was going to try to fix the bumper. And then, I can't remember. Somebody that follows the podcast posted, why don't you just make an air dam like a Miata? Yep. It's like, God dang, that's the perfect idea. Yep. So I can just keep the top of the bumper, cut off the rest, all the broken stuff, and then just use a big piece of plastic. So splitters are much more effective when you have like a big flat area above them and there's no holes. And the more you can seal the air dam to the splitter, the better it's going to operate as well. Right. And so, like, your old body kit bumper wasn't really going to be doing you any favors. The splitter was making doing that nothing. Splitter work. Yes, because it has those giant holes for everything. Correct. Yep. So yeah, I tried blocking it off the best I could with those carbon fiber pieces last year, but I mean, again, it was not truly effective. Right. And then Menards sells HDPE plastic. Yeah. 4x8 foot sheets for like $40. You already have a hard enough time saying HPDE correctly. I know, I can't now do we're it. Talking about the plastic stuff. HDPE, not HPDE. So, they have 1/4 inch in stock. You can just go grab it. Right. But I need 1/8 inch. Special order it. That's fair. Yep. So, that took a couple weeks to get here, but I wasn't in a huge rush anyways. Now I have a bunch of extra because it's 4x8 feet of of plastic. It's time to build a diffuser and all kinds of fun things. I almost pulled the trigger on that. There was some guy selling an S13 carbon fiber diffuser, like a ricer part that I figured I could modify this and make this work. Okay. And he wanted $100 for it, but it was in like Green Bay. You need to put a flat floor under that bad boy, the whole 9 yards, right? I seriously looked into it because are we doing time attack here or what? We are. I was looking at it going, I could get the diffuser that guy's selling. And I could cut the trunk out and then cut the bumper out a ways and then put that in. And yep. And I was like, I'm not going to Green Bay. That seems like a long ways just for $100 diffuser. That's kind of how I felt about it. And it's not. Again, it was like one of those carbon fiber ricer parts. I'm like, we could build something better. I'd be much better off making my own at that point. Yeah. So probably not this year for the diffuser. We'll get the splitter working and get the rest of the car running, but. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to look really good. I'll have the black ABS in the front with the blue still from the little bit of the bumper that's left.
Right.
And then basically all the vinyl that got ruined from where I either crashed into things or where I cut out the fender vents.
Yep.
I'm going to do like a satin black stripe, kind of like the marble angled piece.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to kind of have a black to blue black and blue theme. It's not as bright as red. I almost went with red to try to get more attention, but we'll stick with black. It just kind of fits the color.
I know that black and red, or red and blue, kind of work together, but I don't really like it.
No, I figured the hood's black. It's got dark tint. The wheels are kind of dark.
Black will look better.
Yeah, I think I'll be a lot happier with it. So.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer.
So yeah, I should actually have a lot of this done here soon. That's awesome. The power steering pump and the diff will be done here this week. Yeah, and then I'll just start working on the bumper probably more towards Christmas. No rush. Just kind of make it work.
I mean, shit, we don't even have a schedule of events yet.
No, we're still working on that too.
So, TT National Tour put out their schedule of events today. Looks like we're not going to be going to any of those this year.
Not in Topeka?
Unless we want to go to G-Man.
I'd go to Ninjaman.
That's probably the closest one.
None in Topeka.
Not one in Topeka this year.
That is shocking.
Well, so I remember, of course, if you read through Hayward's post on the TT National group page.
Yeah, I saw you post. I didn't have a chance.
It's everybody being pissy about why they're not coming to their closest track.
Well, of course, yeah, just like I just did. Yes,
right. But so what I think, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if it was us talking to Hayward or him talking somewhere else or something like that. But I remember them saying that what they wanted, at least for the first few years, the point of the Time Trials National Tour is to bring to kind of jumpstart regions time trial programs.
So you don't want to go to the same place.
And so you don't want to go to the same places 2 years in a row. Last year they went to all of these places. This year they need to go to other places to try and help those regions jumpstart their time trials programs in that area.
Right.
And so, as much as I'm saddened to see them not coming to Heartland Park or any of the Midwest region, we already have a pretty thriving TT group. We don't need the national tour to help jumpstart the time trial program here.
That's right, Midiv.
Because it's alive and strong. This is going into third or fourth year in a row now, I think.
Yes.
It's older than the time trial national tour even.
Yep.
And so it makes sense that they are focusing their efforts and their resources and their money on other places.
Yeah, that does make sense.
It makes me sad.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they were closer.
Yeah, because
they went to Gingerman last year. What the hell?
Well, yeah, there is some truth to that, but
no, I get it.
I like racing with them because I consider lots of the people who run that group and in the office to be friends, and it's great to go and see them. But I understand why they're not coming to Heartland Park.
Yeah, and they can't do an event every weekend in different parts of the country. So you got to pick and choose.
It is what it is.
Yes.
And, you guys, I'm sure, will have at least one or two Heartland Park events.
Yeah.
So why do they need to cover that same spot?
We don't need to go there 3 times.
Right.
I think our schedule should be very similar. Again, not to get too behind the curtain, but I know, obviously, being close to Omaha and Iowa Speedway, those are always things that we would like to see. So
yeah,
we'll see. What
Iowa
we can
Speedway is really hard to do.
Yes, and that's really too bad.
Yeah,
Iowa Speedway should not be hard to do. It should be.
You would think they'd want us. You'd think they'd want the money.
I can't believe they don't have more events there. It just shocks me that Iowa Speedway doesn't have more smaller events that other, not just talking Midiv time trials. I'm just saying I'm surprised it's a great track for track days.
I'm surprised there's not an asphalt oval racing series there every weekend. We live in,
we're centrally located.
Well, I realize that the South, the Carolinas and stuff like that, they probably have a more thriving oval track scene than we do.
I'm sure.
But we have one of the stronger ones in the country around here. you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Knoxville
Nationals from sprint cars.
Yeah, Boone
does modified nationals. Like, I realize that dirt track oval racing and concrete oval racing are not the same.
Correct.
But I would think that track would be able to do that.
If they're not the same fans, but they're very similar. I mean,
right.
You definitely have people bouncing back and forth.
Honestly, I don't think it's an issue of fans. I think it's an issue of drivers.
Fans, drivers. I think the same thing. I mean, I think if you had a series for them to run in,
if you build it, they will come.
Exactly.
So I would think a tire and maybe some spring changes, which circle track car springs are like literally $12 a piece.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
So, you know, a setup change and some tires, and you should be able to take a circle track dirt car asphalt racing.
I don't see why you couldn't.
So let's do this.
I'm in.
I think it'd be great. I don't know why they don't do it.
You know what they should have done when they closed down the fairgrounds? They should, like, when they stopped running there, they should have been like, everyone come here.
Yeah, I can't believe they closed that track down too. That doesn't make any sense. So annoying. So
it's disappointing.
It is.
Just another track dead.
Don't even get me started on it, Robbie.
People ain't no good.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
I know.
I avoided it in the news.
I know.
I don't want to talk about it.
People ain't no good.
We've beat that bush many times.
That's fine. We'll beat it again.
So,
but you have an update.
Kind of. It's a very brief and simple update.
I'll take it.
But I have put together a complete list of the things I want to do or need to do to my Omni before I am ready to take it back out into the world.
Okay.
So, because it's been so long since I've even looked at the car.
Yeah.
That I kind of forgot where it was at.
Just kind of tucked in the back of the garage.
You know? Yeah. And so, before it broke down, I mean, the suspension, it's got a whole new coilover setup on it. That literally has 2 events on it.
Yeah, like top notch.
They're mid level. They're mid level BCs.
They're still really good though.
They're good. They're double adjustables all the way around. They have their race valving option in them. In the 2 events that I took it to, you could tell we're having no alignment because the car's never been aligned since I put them in there.
Well, lucky for you, we have a tool for that.
I want to take it and have it professionally aligned the first time.
Fine.
So the thing is, the back of that car just is what it is.
Oh, that's right. You're
it literally just needs the front end aligned because the back end cannot be changed.
Okay.
So it's a stick axle.
Oh,
in the back.
Okay.
And the brake assembly literally just 4 bolts to the axle.
Okay.
And then the bolt or the coilover just has a bolt run through it on the axle, and then goes up through to the shock tower and has 2 bolts on that, and they're not ovaled, they're not changeable. There's no adjustment. The only you can change camber in the back of that car by taking beveled spacers.
Oh.
Or chamfered spacers, however you want to pronounce that, I guess, and putting them between the plate and the back of the brake drum assembly on the axle, and you can change the amount of camber that the back wheel has.
Okay.
That's it. But you just buy, I want 2 degrees of camber in the back. I buy a 2-degree spacer disc and put it in there. I don't need it aligned.
Huh. I'm damn.
So only the front end needs aligned.
Okay.
But it's way the fuck out of whack.
I do remember that because it was, just not.
It's got 12 degrees of camber. Shit's out of control.
And your toe was off on one of them.
Super
I remember
bad.
that.
So bad, dude. And so I want to get, the first time I take it to get it aligned, I want to get it done on a rack because I want to make sure that it's right to start with. So I know your car you've had bad luck with that, but my car's a lot simpler and it was straight. It's straight to start with.
Yeah, you should be fine.
So I am less concerned about it.
Yeah, I would be.
And the tire and alignment place that's literally 2 blocks away from me said, you just bring your car in and tell me what you want and we'll set it that way. And what I'll probably do is schedule a Saturday afternoon appointment towards the end of their day. Just bring the car in there and go back with them and get the car where I want it. So it needs an alignment.
Which not so bad.
It needs 2 new front tires because I put quite a few hundred miles on it.
Yeah.
Because it had been broken down for a while before the coilovers too.
Yes.
So I put quite a few hundred miles on it before it broke again. Same problem actually. And the front tires are already camber and toe worn.
And what tires are you running on there?
I currently have 615K pluses.
I'm not familiar with those.
Falcons.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably what I'll go back to. The reason I chose the Falcons is because so this was the first year that they made the pluses. And so they were a little bit of an unknown variant, but the previous version, the 615K, was known for kind of wearing like iron, but still being a very good, sticky 200 treadwear tire.
Okay.
And so I wanted a tire that was going to last me a while and still be relatively sticky. So I'm used to slicks on that car, and I realize I'm not going to get slicks performance out of 200 treadwears. Even the burned out slicks I was using probably are not as good. Although I would argue that if I was putting RE71s on it, new RE71s as compared to my burned out slicks, I'll bet you there's very little difference. If not, the slicks being worse.
Yes.
So, but tires are like literally $75 a piece.
Hell yeah.
Because 15-inch tires are the best.
I can't complain. Mine's the opposite.
It's the dream, right?
At least I'm not running 19s like Dalton.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, 335s, I don't feel sorry for him.
335 19s.
I don't even... It's his own fault.
That's true.
But, so it needs 2 new front tires. If I really had to, I could rotate them to the back and put the back ones on the front, and it would probably, frankly, get me through the season.
Oh, yeah.
But I would rather just replace them if the money's there. We'll see. And then one of the big problems that the coilover setup brought about, the coilovers have the external reservoir on them.
Yes.
But it's shock mounted. It's not remote.
Yeah.
And in the back on the passenger side, it actually hits the gas filler neck.
Yep, I do remember you talking about that.
And I can't move it.
It's a hard plastic piece?
It's a hard metal piece.
Metal?
It's the 80s, Robbie.
That's true. Yeah, I was saying if it was plastic, it wouldn't work at all now, would it?
No.
It'd be just a hole.
Yeah, so there are companies that make like flexible, like for hot rodders and right. Custom cars, you can buy these gas neck filler kits. Or gas neck kits, and I think what I'm going to do is you just cut it off at the gas tank, and they have a little coupling that you hose clamp on there. I mean, it doesn't have to hold pressure,
no, it just
or anything like that. It just needs to not leak,
right? When
I'm pouring gas into it, or when a little bit splashes into it. That's all that matters.
Yes,
right. And then basically, I have what looks to me like probably some sort of gasoline. Friendly radiator hose is basically all it is.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I can zip tie it to the fender liner and keep it up away from the remote reservoir on the car.
Just keep it from rubbing.
Yeah. And even if I have to, deal with slow filling the gas tank or whatever, big fucking deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a race car. It is what it is.
I deal with way worse than that in that car all the time.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
No. And then the ignition system is a simple fix.
Good.
I know what's wrong with it. I just need to buy the parts.
Just like a pull parts in, put new parts in?
It's got a Unilite, a Mallory Unilite distributor.
Yes.
And the Unilite chip, which is what tells the distributor to fire, or tells the spark plugs to fire through the distributor.
Right.
It's junk.
Okay.
And it needs replaced. And apparently they're very, very sensitive to voltage surges.
Like a voltage surge will ruin them type thing?
Like you're not supposed to jump start the car.
Oh.
You're supposed to the distributor comes with a quick disconnect. And what you're supposed to do if you have a A dead battery is you're supposed to unhook the quick disconnect and put it on a charger, charge the battery back up to being ready to start, unhook the charger, and then put the quick disconnect back together on the distributor before you start the car.
Okay.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Right.
Like, that's how sensitive to voltage surges they are. They don't want you to jumpstart the battery or jumpstart the car off of like a high amperage setting or another vehicle or anything like that.
Do you know this because you did this?
No, that's what it says in their instruction booklet that it comes with.
Okay.
And they make this voltage surge protection circuit device, which is literally as much as the Unilite chip itself.
Jeez.
But I've put 3 Unilite chips in that car now.
Damn.
And like my dad, the one that's in that car is the same one that he put in like a big block Chevy distributor.
Right.
They're all the same. All Mallory Unilite distributors use the same chip.
Okay.
They just use a different rotating disc in the distributor.
Yep.
Mine has 4 dashes on it. V8s have 8. That's the difference.
Makes sense.
It's literally the only thing different.
Okay.
So my dad used to run the same setup in his drag car, and he said you would buy a chip and it would be flawless for 3 years, and then something would happen to it and it would die, and you'd buy 4 of them before you get one that worked.
Oh, what a pain in the butt.
Like long term again.
Yep.
Like it'd work great for 2 weekends and then it'd die. And then the next one would work great for a weekend and it'd die. And then you'd get the third one and it would run for two solid years without a lick of trouble.
Huh.
They're just really finicky, apparently. Now, granted, this was 20 years ago. I would hope that they're better.
Might be improved now, or maybe they just kind of.
Apparently, the hot rodders have just accepted this as a fact, and so Mallory has decided that they don't have to fix it. So my plan is to buy the wildly expensive protection circuit, because at this point it would have saved me money.
Is it literally like a circuit breaker you can flip back?
No, it goes in line with the quick disconnect, and I think it's just probably has diodes in it and bleeds off excessive current. To ground or something like that.
Perfect.
Or something like that.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was literally just a circuit breaker. You could.
No, it's not a breaker or a resettable thing. Okay. It's just a surge protection.
Gotcha.
In line.
That'll be nice.
So I'm going to buy that wildly expensive, stupid thing.
But if it works,
I don't care.
It's like the power steering pump all over again. If it's the right part, it works.
Yeah. This has been instilled in me from a long, long ago, and I still believe it to this day. Never, ever buy used electronics for race cars.
No.
So, whereas I would feel just perfectly fine buying a used power steering pump, because the worst that could happen is that it needs rebuilt right away, and such is life.
Yep.
I am not going to buy this chip on eBay or anything like that. I'm going to buy it brand new directly from somebody.
Yeah, I think you'd be
probably Speedway, and it's just going to come to my door, and I'm going to put it in the car.
Yep. And that'll have a warranty.
Like 30 days.
It's not even. Still better than nothing.
But and then hopefully nothing else has cropped up in the 3 years it's been sitting.
That's the only thing I remember was
I'm going to rewire a couple of things while it's down and out. I'm going to fix a couple of things I didn't like. I have a 6AL unit, which is the distributor, or the spark box, basically.
Yes, yep.
A computer that controls the spark underneath my passenger seat in the car, and there's like 4 or 6 wires that run from it into the engine bay, and I think I'm going to rerun those and start over with those and make that a little prettier and a little more of a known variable. Because I have, as I've owned that car, learned that the wiring was less than desirable for a guy like myself who kind of sort of does that stuff for a living.
I was going to say, if anyone's going to be particular and make sure it's right,
it's stuff drives me nuts. There's little things in that car that I just don't like.
Well, yeah, because didn't this come with a totally rewired engine and then the OEM harness just kind of like strapped in there?
That was the SCCA rules.
Right.
It didn't say you could remove the factory harness, so it had to stay there. but it was literally nothing plugged into it.
Right.
But you can't remove it because that's removing weight from the chassis, and so it had to stay there. But nothing was plugged in. I remember I was troubleshooting because when I bought it, it was a no-start car.
Yep, I remember that.
It was actually this chip that was bad.
Oh.
Because they jump-started it. And that was the whole problem.
Yep.
Was this chip.
Makes sense.
And that was the first time I replaced it. But as I was going through that, trying to learn what was wrong, because I didn't know, and the guy who built the car is no longer with us, and his family didn't know anything about the car.
Yeah, so he could have told you right away, like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was starting from scratch on this,
right.
and I'm trying to figure this out on my own. And I know nothing about the platform. I know nothing about the car itself. Like, I don't know anything. And I'm tracing just like with my hands, like, oh, this plug's not plugged in. This plug. Wait a second. Literally none of this is plugged in. That shit's coming out. I still have it.
Yeah, of course.
But I pulled it out because I don't care.
No, it's completely rewired already.
Yeah, but the wiring that exists in there, like, there are a couple of spots where a wire will dive into the loom red and come out blue and stuff like that. And
frustrating.
I gotta fix that. I can't.
That would be more frustrating than have them all be the same damn color.
Yeah,
because then you're looking for a specific
at least you
color.
know coming into it that it's stupid, and so you just bust out your multimeter and you own everything you're doing out.
Yep.
But when you don't know that it's done poorly, you spend a lot of time learning that.
Right.
So I'm just probably going to rewire that. It's all of 8 feet of wire. Times 6 wires.
Yeah, it's not exactly an electronic car.
Or 8 wires. That's the only thing that car... Basically, the fuel pump and the couple of wires that run from the 6AL to the Unilite, and that's it.
Yeah, I was going to say there should be not a lot.
That's completely it, because it's carbureted. So there's no fuel delivery electronics, nothing. Nothing like that. That's it.
Yeah, you got this.
So... and that's all it needs to be back on the road. There's a couple little things that I always wanted to fix about it, but they don't need to be fixed to be driven or raced. It's just stuff I want to...
Yeah, preference type stuff.
Yeah, like the fuel pressure regulator that's on there, it's a manual one. It's piss poor at best, and it needs replaced. But the one that's in there will work. It's just not
what you want.
It's not ideal. So... just little stuff like that just the car just needs fine-tuned a little bit, and I just want to drive it.
I get that.
I just want to make a couple autocrosses this year. Maybe take it to a track day, maybe not. I don't even really care.
That'd make a great time trials car.
It really wouldn't, though.
It's fine.
It will make an incredibly unreliable time trials car.
It's fine. We'll put you in whatever class. It's good, but it'll be good.
The thing is with that, with time trials,
yep.
What's always and Michael had this same frustration with autocross. What's difficult for a car like that,
yep,
is that I don't have time to fix the things that crop up at an event, because if I'm not in line, I'm course working, and that's really frustrating. It's my own fault. I don't, and I understand that, and I've accepted that, but it sucks.
It does.
You know, when someone goes out there with their brand new bone stock Camaro and doesn't have a lick of trouble with it all damn day, good for you.
Yeah.
That cost me $2,000, not $40. So,
or $100.
Right. So, I mean, is what it is.
Yeah.
But whatever. So many people bug me about that car so much.
I would love to see that car out there again.
It makes 2 of us.
I think it'd be less frustrating if it was like way more fucked up. You know what I mean? Like if it's
such little shit.
It's just like little shit.
It's just little shit.
If it was done, you'd be out there.
We're starting, not to get too much into my private life, but we're starting to get a little bit better situation financially, and starting to get a hold of that, and starting to claw out of some issues we had, if years prior. So
not to put it out on the listeners or anything, but like if they'd buy more shirts and things,
I still wouldn't take that money.
No, But it would pay for all our trips for free,
that's
and then
true.
that wouldn't be out of pocket.
That's true. There is
PRI would be paid for completely.
In all reality, there has been a lot of times where I have said, well, I could stay home and I could fix this car,
or
I could take 4 days off of work and go to Colorado with Jabay.
Yep.
And
the experience always trumps fixing the car.
And it's good for the show, and it's fun for me. And and I'm not saying that I'm not trying to blame that on anything. I could have stayed home and not gone. You guys didn't go. I mean, but I just wanted to take the opportunity while I have it. The car's sitting in the garage. It's not going anywhere.
No.
It can go racing anytime it wants, or anytime, the opportunity for me to go and do some of the things that this show has given me might not always be there.
Exactly.
So
exactly. No, I don't blame you. I get it completely.
So
yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that's out there next year.
We'll see.
So we're about an hour and a half into this.
Jesus Christ, Robbie.
Just me and you. Do you want to talk about Ford versus Ferrari at all, or do you want to skip it?
Let's just do the news.
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
People can see it themselves.
I haven't seen it yet. I plan to.
Okay, definitely.
But it's hard for me to do that with a child.
Yeah, then we'll just say that I have no real gripes with the movie.
Okay.
It's obviously a Hollywood version of what happened. So there's a few things here and there that annoy me about it.
That's what it is.
But it's extremely well done.
Yeah.
It's the best race car movie I've seen besides Rush in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So I'd put it in the same category. The budget was there. The cinematography was there. The acting was top notch. I mean, whatever awards it gets, it deserves. Again, if you look at it as a documentary, you're going to be frustrated. If you look at it as a movie, you're going to love it. So definitely go see it.
I probably won't be able to until it comes out.
Yeah. Plus, you got the book from John, so you can read the book.
I haven't opened it yet.
It's so good.
I know, dude. So many people are like, bro, you got to read that.
You'll love it. You'll love it. Even if you're not a reader, you will love it.
I haven't read a book since high school, so we'll see if I.
The only other race car book I think that I would put above it is the Phil Hill book.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd put that one above this one, but barely.
See, I like what Derek Jester does. He has it on audiobook and listens to it.
I've considered
a podcast.
I mean, owning books and reading books are two separate hobbies, so I guess I could listen to them and still own them without reading them.
Is that like owning watches versus wearing watches?
Yeah, owning a watch or collecting watches and wearing watches are two separate hobbies.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Reading books and buying books are two separate hobbies.
Well, then I'm just a collector of Dodge Omnis.
I get it.
Not a driver, just a collector.
You're a car collector.
I don't want to be a car collector, though.
You want to be a car driver.
That's not the life I want to live.
No, I get that.
So
yeah. So the news will be presented, as always, by Apex Pro. And this would be the perfect time to buy. Use our code 10tenths. Get a free window mount like this one here.
Oh, you're out. You know the whole thing.
It's still started. I haven't used this since Nationals. But
nice.
Battery's still working. All good.
Nice.
Yep. I'm hoping to talk to them guys at PRI. I guess that we're planning to speak at PRI already.
There you go.
It'll be great to see them. If you guys want to show some support and support us, support them, this will be a great thing to get for yourself for next year. This investing in the driver. People don't think about it. That's the way to go.
You want me to read these off, Robbie? It's probably easier for me to do it, huh?
If you don't mind.
All right. First up, GM says factory 26s are on the way.
Please, God, no.
26-inch rims, Robbie.
And they're talking the Escalades, the high-end pickups,
So here's what frustrates me about this. He said, as cars continue to grow, the wheels need to grow with it so that they don't look disproportionate.
Why do all cars have to grow?
But why do they have to, though?
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
We don't have to have.
I don't need trucks that are 8 feet off the ground from the factory.
No, your S10 doesn't need to be a full-size pickup.
No. Colorado's should be smaller.
It should be half the size of a normal-sized pickup.
Yes.
My Avalanche should look very large and fat compared to your S10. That is what it should be.
Then it does.
As it should.
But a Colorado and a 1500 don't look that different.
They're the same fucking truck.
A Colorado and your Avalanche are almost identical.
Yeah, they're huge. And the Avalanche is a large, fat pickup.
Yeah.
Like it's not a very attractive pickup. Oh,
And-
I'll say it.
Can you? I mean, you've bitched about this many a time. The Edge and its ridiculous
Horrible.
tire selection. 26s.
You're going to get even less. I mean, you will get nothing that you can run in the winter.
It's going to take a while for the aftermarket to catch up to factory 26s. They haven't caught up to factory 22s or whatever you had.
No, I mean, some of the new pickups will have 20s to 22s, and they'll have some tread.
Right.
But you throw a 26 on there, you're not going to get
26.
You're not going to get a real tread on there,
here.
man. It'll be a sport package that you can only run in the summer when it's sunny.
Do you remember when we were in high school and hot import nights was the thing? And we were going.
Still a thing.
People were like all excited about going to Nopi Nationals and stuff like that.
Oh, Nopi Nationals. God, that was
and
good
like
times.
20s were big.
Yeah, 20s on anything was huge.
Yeah.
A 22 would have just blown everybody out of the water.
Dude, we've even on this show we've talked about how ridiculous a 30-inch rim is.
Uh-huh.
And here we are talking about a factory 26.
Because even and they're not any wider, so I mean you're just taller. So it looks silly. Because I mean if you're going to go that much bigger or diameter wise, you almost got to go wider too to justify it.
Well, and then they're not going to have any sidewall.
Like even in the picture it's got barely any sidewall.
Right, and I don't even know that that's a 26 in the picture they gave us. That could just be
it could be a 22.
That could just be a stock wheel on an Escalade as a backdrop picture. But sidewall is important to ride quality. It's very important to ride quality.
The Blizzaks on the Edge, night and day.
I bet it's so much better.
Much more comfortable.
I bet it's so much better.
The 22s with the Yokohamas are awful. Just awful.
I would have a really hard time not buying a summer tire for those rims.
It's been discussed at length.
It's cheaper.
She's the same way. She looks at it going, these. I mean, they're 19s. They're not tiny by any stretch. They look good on the car. They're
right.
Like basically from 2012 in that era, all those cars have the same wheels.
Right.
It's like the Escape, the Edge, the Avalanche, or not Avalanche, the Fusion, the Focus, they all have similar wheels. Like the big ones for the cars were 19s, and like the middle ground ones for the CUVs were 19s. So it just you just throw them on, and it looks fine. Yeah, the 19 looks better, rides way better, has better tire options. I can actually run Blizzaks in the winter, and I could run summer tires in the summer, or like all seasons.
Just a tire. It doesn't matter what it is, it's going to ride so much better.
And it'd be half the price.
And I'd be out of my mind pissed if I bought a $100,000, $120,000 Cadillac Escalade and it rode like garbage because it's got 26-inch rims and half an inch of sidewall.
I think our saving grace will be the fact that they're going to be tailoring this to the high-end Escalades, the high-end pickups.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people are going to spend $100,000 on an Escalade, and then they're going to bitch about the ride quality. That might.
I don't think they do, though.
The people that have that kind of money, they're going to complain.
I don't think they do because it's part of the look.
God, I hope not.
It's totally part of the look, man.
And you're probably right. I don't disagree with it, but at a certain point, you got to. The type of person that has that kind of money is going to be the type of person that's going to complain.
The other thing is that I don't know that they even realize how bad it is.
True. I mean,
you know what I mean? Because like you can't buy an Escalade with 18s on it.
No.
So like you're not gonna like get in your friend's Escalade who wasn't a moron and bought the smaller wheel and tire package, and you'd be like, man,
it's great.
Yours rides so much better than mine, and he's not gonna like knock you outside the head and go, it's because you got 20 fucking 6-inch rims on that piece of junk. No, they all ride like garbage, and so do all of the Navigators, and so do all of the Lexuses and the Toyotas and whatever, because they all have ridiculous wheel and tire packages. They all ride like garbage, and nobody knows any different.
True, and if you're not doing any real driving with it,
you're a soccer mom, and your soccer mom friend has a G-Wagon. It rides like total dog shit too. It doesn't matter. And then the other chick, she's got an X5M or whatever it is, and it rides like dog shit. And then the really rich chick, she's got a Lamborghini Urus, and it's got 24s on it.
I
and
bet
it
that
rides
drives
like
better than the
dog
26.
shit too.
How big are the Urises? I bet those are better than because they advertise as like a sport.
Yeah, it's gonna ride like garbage.
It's gonna ride like shit.
And it makes like 650 horsepower, and she's afraid of it.
That's part of the topic of not the next one, but the one after that. I want to talk about that.
I saw an Urus here in town,
and
I'm still just absolutely flabbergasted that exists here.
I see I keep saying Avalanche. I see Aztecs all the time, man. I don't really think it's a big deal.
Well, but like seriously though, like I understand somebody buying a Huracan here in Des Moines because you're not going to drive it that much.
Except that he does.
Well, okay, JB does. JB is like
he drives. It's his daily.
He loves it.
It's his favorite car he's ever driven.
Yeah, and he drives it to the grocery store in the snow because and I quote, "It's made out of carbon fiber and aluminum. Why do I care?"
He's not wrong. I've had multiple people send me pictures of that car, and they're like, "Is this dude dead fucking serious getting groceries in his Lamborghini?" I was like, "Yeah, I know that guy. Yes,
he loves that car.
Yeah, he's not doing it to be like that guy.
He's not trying to flex on you. He just really loves his Lambo. He
loves that car, and if he could drive it to this grocery store and as an excuse to drive it, he drives it.
Yeah, okay, but like crazy people aside, average Lambo owners,
okay,
I can totally understand why you would buy a Huracan living in Des Moines, or any fancy sports car.
Yeah, it's
because we don't have a dealership network for that car. You got to take it to Chicago or Kansas City if anything is having a trouble.
Right.
But to buy an SUV that
daily drive,
it was a chick in it.
Yeah, it's his wife.
So
not JB's wife, but
right, but some dude's
the owner's wife. Yeah.
So to buy a Lamborghini SUV and put my wife in it in Des Moines, Iowa, get out of here.
No. Yeah, that would be such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, dude.
When things go wrong.
Yeah, not if. When?
Is the highway helper going to help you swap a tire on that?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think they're covered for that?
I don't know. I don't know how that thing works.
I'm curious if they'd even touch it.
Strange thing to me.
The highway helper?
Yeah.
Yeah, we pay people to run up and down the highway.
I mean, I really appreciate it.
It's great.
Because I got to sit in his truck when my Focus broke down.
Yep. Yeah, they're there to help. It's great. It's a nice service. I appreciate the city for doing it.
Yeah, but
I'm curious what their limits are. Like if someone, well,
even outside of that,
it's
like
$150,000.
Who's going to change your oil?
Oh God, yeah.
I wouldn't change oil.
Yeah, where would you go?
I wouldn't change oil on a Lambo, dude. I wouldn't do it.
And who would you have do it locally? You couldn't.
That's what I mean. As a business owner.
Oh,
I would not.
I'm sorry.
I would not let you bring your Urus in here and change it.
No. I bet it's a pain in the ass. I bet it's not like one filter. I bet it's like a Bugatti with like 10 filters.
Well, like where do you get it?
Yeah, just go to AutoZone.
Yeah, you're gonna run down to AutoZone, pick up a Lamborghini oil filter? No, you're not.
I think your only option would be to schedule it at the Jaguar dealer
or the Mercedes
dealer,
which is the same dealer.
Which that's your only chance to do it locally.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And then I wouldn't bet on it.
I mean, you're going to burn up 1,000 miles of your oil change driving it to Chicago to get it changed.
Yeah, that's crazy. These are things I don't even think about. First world problems that I'm not even in that part of the world.
These aren't even first world problems. They're above
1%er problems.
Yeah. Hashtag we are the 1%.
But yeah, back to the 26s. Don't do that, please. I think it's dumb. And your car doesn't. If let's just say that if your full size vehicle, like your normal full size vehicle, not talking like fleet, towing high end stuff. We're talking just what mom's gonna buy.
Yep.
Why does it need to be that big? Why does your Suburban need to weigh 10,000 pounds and fit 30 fucking people in it?
It doesn't.
A 7-passenger vehicle is quite large.
Especially since most of these people have 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know what else carries 7 passengers? A Chrysler Pacifica hybrid.
Before it rusts to the ground. But yes.
No, that was the old Pacifica.
That's true. Yeah, I don't get it.
I support the minivan lifestyle.
I support the full-size van lifestyle.
You know what? That makes more sense, too.
Yeah, because even the $65,000 limo van that fits 9 people and is a lap of luxury.
It's got double barn-style side doors.
Yes.
You know how easy it is to get in and out of that?
It's great.
It's a total pain in the ass to get out of anything but the second row of an Escalade.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
I completely agree.
And they've probably made it even worse.
Plus, their TVs are like nowhere near as big as
they've probably made it worse because that seat's probably power and takes 30 seconds now because it's luxury.
Oh, God. Luxury.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I completely get it.
It's the sort of shit we do. That's why I just absolutely do not understand power seats. How often do you change your seating position in your vehicle?
Never.
And it takes longer when you do.
I'm trying to... because I put those other wheels on Jess's Edge.
Yeah.
I have to change the tire pressure sensors on there and you have to buy a fucking special tool for that. Luckily, it's only $10, so it's not a big deal. But in order to do it, it's not smart like Chevy. Chevy, you hold the lock and unlock button on the key fob until it honks at you. And then you go and release air from each tire until it honks at you.
Yeah.
And then it sets them. And it takes like a minute. The Edge, normally what you would do is you cycle the key on and off 3 or 5 times or however it is.
Right.
But if you don't have a key, like all the new vehicles, you're supposed to cycle it like 3 to 5 times without the key.
Pushing the start button?
Yeah, so you push the brake, you hit the start-stop button, like turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, without like obviously turning it on. But
yeah.
You're supposed to do that 3 times, and then it's supposed to bring it into learn mode. I have tried that. I don't know how many fucking times. It doesn't fucking work. And I'm so mad. And I'm watching the video of the guy doing it, and this is what made me think of it, is because he's doing that. Every time he hits the start button, the seat goes to the automatic position. And every time he hits stop, it brings it back. So you're watching him hit the button, seat goes forward. Hits it, goes back. Hits the button again, goes forward, then goes back. But then his pops up in the learn mode. I'm like,
fuck you, guy.
Wow, mine won't do it.
And heaven forbid you just take it to a tire shop and let them do it.
That's what I'm going to have to do if I can't figure out how to make this tool.
Ugh, gross.
I have everything to do it. I just can't get it to go into learn mode. Well, then last night I tried to do it last night. Like just here's me out there. Here's my whole life.
Yeah.
She's on the phone, but it's synced. So every time I turn the car on, it disconnects the phone. So then I'm talking to her sister.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't want to talk to you right now, Danielle.
That's funny.
First world problems, am I right?
Yeah. When I had my mom's Lincoln, it had Bluetooth.
Yep.
And I kept trying to figure out why my phone wasn't working in my house. If the Lincoln was on outside, it would be connected to it.
Damn it. The Maxima was the same way because how did this go? I'm trying to think how it worked. But anyways, I was synced to it because I was driving at the time, and then we switched vehicles. So I was behind her, and if I got too close, it would sync. It would sync her phone. Oh, that's what it was. She had synced to her car, and then I was driving the Maxima while she was driving the Edge. So she hadn't synced it to the Edge yet. So if she was driving close enough to me, it would throw the signal to the Maxima while she was in the Edge. So then that phone I would be talking to her sister again. Or her mom. It's like, hold on, let me drive fast. It's just a weird thing. Anyways, 26 is not a good idea.
No, I can't believe it. They're going to do it, though.
Of course
they will.
They'll do it. And they'll sell like hotcakes until people realize how fucking dumb it is.
Speaking of things that are going to sell like hotcakes, Lexus will make an LC500 convertible. Robbie, I know you're not a convertible fan.
Love it.
But I know you're an LC500 fan.
I love this car.
Are you in?
I'm in.
Dude, I'm in like Flynn.
This is a good-looking car.
It's a fantastic-looking car.
Beautiful. Have you come around to the grill yet?
On that car, absolutely.
Attaboy.
I'm not in on it on their lower models.
No,
it still looks atrocious on their.
That's
lower
a grill
models.
not for commoners and
they
normies.
They spent more time figuring out how to make it work right on the LC, and I'm good.
Well, it's because they designed the grill for this car, and then they just forced it on every other car.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean, it fits the bumper. It looks good on this car. The body lines on this car look great.
Dude, this is so good.
This is such an underappreciated car. The problem is, it's $100,000.
Well, yeah. Is that a problem though?
I want it to be less so I could.
Well, okay, that's fair. Well, I'll give you that one.
I wish it was less.
I think I like this better.
You know what they should do? I guess it would kind of hurt them, but they should price it in the same range as the Supra. You drop it down to the 60 range, and it makes more sense.
Lexus is Toyota?
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
I know they can't, but if
also, this is a V8, not a 6-cylinder.
Yeah, then they'd sell these instead of the Supra.
This should be more expensive than the Supra. I would find the money to buy this over the Supra.
Oh, yeah.
And we've discussed in the past, I've come around on the Supra. I'm in.
You like it a lot more than I do.
I'm in on the Supra.
I'm still out. I guess I'm not completely out, but I'm definitely not looking at
They had a Heritage version that they were going to sell, maybe, or something like that, but it was a SEMA car in the Toyota booth.
Okay.
100% in on that car.
What it looked like? I'm not pulling it up. I don't care.
No,
but I want you to describe.
They
it
just so you know how the original, the older, the Mark IV, the taillights are like kind of 4 rings in the taillight.
Yeah,
they did that with the taillights, and there's a lot of little accent features,
subtle,
that they tied the two cars together.
Okay, way
better, and it looks really good. They did a really good job of tying those cars together without losing either one.
Okay.
And it's a really good looking car. I'm in on it.
Nice. Okay. I'll have to check that one out.
But if I was going to buy, if money was not,
let's say you had $70,000 in disposable money specifically set aside for a vehicle.
I'd be buying an LC500.
A used LC500 for $70 makes way more sense.
Such a good looking car.
The coupe, man.
I think I might like the convertible better.
No. It would take a lot for me to ever say convertible over coupe on any car.
There's a couple of cars that I like better as convertibles. The 458, the Ferrari 458, looks better as a convertible.
I will give you that.
But the R8 looks good, but not as good
as a convertible. Agreed.
It's a good looking car, but it's not as good. I still would prefer, even on the looks alone, I would prefer the hardtop.
Yes, 100%.
But I don't think I would take this car on the track. So I don't think I care.
I would if the coupe, sure, but not.
No, if I own an LC500, I don't think that I would ever take it on the track.
That's what I wish, is that it was priced in a way that you could.
If I did, I would probably just take it out for funsies.
Yeah. It's got the looks, it's got the power, it's got the setup. I mean, this car could be great on the track.
Yeah, possibly. Lexuses don't seem like they're popular track cars, and I would assume
money, man. I mean,
but GTRs are mildly popular track cars, and they're not cheap.
That's true.
They're $100,000. So I mean, maybe they're just the people who buy them just aren't track people. But
true.
If they were good on the track, they'd sell for those purposes.
Didn't they make it a GT car for this or something? I could have swore they did. Maybe it's just in my imagination.
I think the LC500 as a hardtop's kind of a GT car.
I would think.
Oh, you mean like GT race car?
I thought so.
There is a Lexus.
I thought so.
Yeah, they race GT500 in Japan and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But
God, those wheels are big too.
Of course they are.
I'm sure they're 19s, but they look freaking.
Nah, dude, those are at least 20s.
Are they?
If you're a luxury car manufacturer and your wheel doesn't start with a 2, you're wasting people's time.
No, the width needs to start with a 3.
Well, there's that too. But dude, it's totally a 20 at least, if not a 21 or a 22. To know.
LC500 wheels.
It's a
21. God, no wait, that's a year. That's a year.
It's a 20. I'm telling you.
Oh, 20. They're 20s. God dang, why did it say 21 on here? It definitely won't be a year.
Maybe the front's a 20 and the back's a 21, because that's a thing they do too.
God damn it, you're right. It's a 20 in the front and a 21 in the rear. At least, unless I'm totally misreading this one, which I could be. But.
That's dumb. I don't understand why they do that.
Staggered wheels suck.
I understand staggered widths, but staggered sizes seems silly.
I think it's all screwed up. It says 4 by 21 inch LC500 rims, and then the title says 20.
Who knows?
I give up. I don't care.
They're at least 20s, Robbie, I'm telling you.
They're huge.
They're not 19s.
Nope. But yeah, so I'm in on the LC 500 anything, apparently. You can get his and hers, dude.
We have a Lexus dealer.
Yeah.
Why do I not see more Lexuses? Lexi. Why do I not see more Lexi?
I don't know.
Our CFO just bought an IS250 F Sport.
Those are great cars.
Yeah.
I'm in on those
seeing
too.
that in the parking lot every day.
Yeah, I like those. I have seen the LC 500s around. I mean, they're out there.
Right. Maybe you'd think that would hook me, that I would see that would not,
I remember seeing
fly under my radar.
I remember when I was living out west, out in the townhouses, I would see it on regularly when it first came out, which was really weird because I lived in an apartment. Or like a townhouse thing.
Yeah, but there were some expensive ones back in there. And there were some real expensive houses back in there, too.
Very true. But yeah, it was just really strange to me that I would see that where I saw it. Yeah. But it could have been the property owner, too, parking it at the office.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Which would make way more sense.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it out loud.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
LC 500s.
V8s, rear-wheel drive.
I'll never get to
intended,
drive
Robbie.
It is. It's all good. Everything about this car is good. It's just the price is not good.
No.
Because I'm a normie.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Someday, Robbie. Someday.
That's the dream.
Things we're not so in on.
This is where I think you're going to get confused.
The Mustang Mach-E SUV.
You know what they should have done?
Not called it the Mustang.
That's the only real hang-up I have with this.
If they would have called it anything else.
If this was the new Flex.
Yeah, I'd be in. I wouldn't even, I wouldn't be in. I would just not be out.
Yeah.
I would nothing this. I would be completely okay with this.
It's not an ugly
I would feel
car.
the same way I feel about the Taycan. It's just another vehicle.
Yeah,
it's battery powered.
It's a battery.
Cool.
It's a battery crossover with Mustang inspired looks. I mean, the headlights are kind of Mustang-y.
I guess.
The taillights are kind of Mustang-y.
I guess.
I don't know. It's like an Edge face fuck to Mustang, and this is what you get.
But no, they had to call it a Mustang.
They had to call it a Mustang.
Then, I'm not even a Mustang guy, but this is out of control.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's
just anything else, and I wouldn't have a hang up on it. I mean, it is what it is. It's a or not even hybrid. It's an electric crossover.
Yep.
It's gonna sell.
Yep.
It doesn't look bad for what it is, but it's not a Mustang. It's stupid to try to. It's like an Eclipse isn't a crossover either.
Yeah.
Why?
The thing is that at the end of the day is we as car enthusiasts are a very, very small percentage of the market.
It's true.
And just like the Eclipse Cross is selling, so will this. Yeah,
I don't think, in all reality, the name makes almost no difference. I think you're going to sell this car based on its looks, based on its performance. Which is, I have another issue with, because I don't understand why Ford takes their crossovers and then markets them like they're fucking sports cars. They're tire shredding, performance-based vehicles.
Because they don't sell cars anymore.
The Edge is not a tire shredding vehicle. You know how expensive it is to shred that tire? It's about the same price as a fucking Hoosier.
It's fine, Robbie.
And these 20s on this Mustang are going to cost the same as a Hoosier, too, for all seasons. If you can even get all seasons.
Probably not.
No, it's a summer tire.
But this one does make a lot of power.
It does.
So
you're not racing this thing. You're not dragging. You're 0 to 60 time in your crossover.
You're not.
This is so much worse than a sports sedan to me. No one's getting these high power performance crossovers.
Dude,
who cares?
But everybody's making up shit. Aston Martin just said they're starting to make one. Ferrari's got one in development. Lambo's already got theirs out. Alfa Romeo, the Stelvio. I almost threw that an article about them on here. They're coming out with some semi-autonomous features in the new Stelvio, and that seems like a terrible idea from Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, we could trust those electronics. Good Lord.
Whoops. The Model X makes umpteen billion horsepower, does 200 million miles an hour in 3.2 seconds.
And I'm not the guy that would ever buy it. Like I guess I'm probably the minority. When I look at a crossover, I don't give a shit about power. It's a crossover.
Yeah, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. But, just like when you buy a minivan, because let's be real here, the people who are buying these are using them just like minivans.
Yes.
But you don't buy those things for any reason besides some level of practicality.
No. Is my minivan comfortable, reliable, and go above 70?
And does it hold all the things I need it to?
Is the AC cold? Is the heat warm?
Right.
And does it have 4 cup holders?
Right. No, it's 12 cup holders, Robbie.
I meant per person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fair.
I mean, I would rather see him sell with a bunch of really weird shit, like there's a cooler in the back seat, or it's got 7 TVs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Use some creativity in your options.
But yeah, if you're telling me you're
650 horsepower in it.
Yeah, your 650 horsepower minivan Mustang crossover, it just doesn't make sense to me.
The thing is that with electric vehicles, it's almost harder to make a 200 horsepower car.
Yeah, you really can't.
And so this is going to be the trend. This is going to be what we get.
Yeah.
With everything. And I'm not sure I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm not an electronics guy. I'm a mechanical guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be able to just kind of would a less powerful motor with the same size battery get longer range?
What I would do,
I'm probably way off base on that, but
well, I don't know. I can't answer that question accurately.
Okay.
But if I was an auto manufacturer executive, this is what I would be looking at as the opportunity that's presented itself here with electric cars.
Yes.
I would make, just like Tesla does, I would make a drivetrain. Right?
Yes.
And I'm going to put it in this crossover, and I'm going to set the motor controller to make 250 horsepower.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put this sports car body on it, and I'm going to set the motor controller to make 650 horsepower.
Yes.
But the drivetrains are identical because I can churn those out 400 an hour with zero thought put into it. They're all exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the electronic tuning on the motor control unit.
Right.
That's the only thing I want to be different is the body and the motor control unit. That's what opportunity has been because you can only turn down an internal combustion engine so much. I get that tuning can be changed to turn those up and down different places, but I can't take a twin turbo V8 1,000 horsepower engine out of a Corvette and put it in the Trailblazer and turn it down so it only makes 200 horsepower.
No,
that doesn't work that way.
Plus, if you're going to swap it, you're just going to keep it at 1,000 anyways.
Well, yeah, and let's be real here. As soon as people get a hold of my 250 horsepower SUV, they're going to
swap it.
They're going to tune it.
Yep.
They're going to change it, and it's going to make 650 horsepower. And you know what?
That's on them.
That's fine because it's built for it.
Right.
Because it's the same package. And so I don't really care. Now, as a penny pinching person, I would still probably void their warranty and tell them, sorry for your luck, even if it is identical in every way, shape, and form. You still are using it outside of the parameters with which I designed, so deal with it.
Yes.
But it just makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. 100%.
But that's not what they're going to do.
No,
they're going to give you... Because, we've talked about how it's outrageous that anybody can go to a Dodge dealership and buy a 700 horsepower Hellcat. But not everybody does.
It's true.
Everybody buys crossover SUVs.
Yes.
And they're going to be buying 650 horsepower SUVs. And the thought of my mother-in-law in a 650 horsepower car is just, beside myself with terror.
Yeah, they better make these things the safest vehicles ever.
The more horsepower they put into everyday vehicles through electric use, the more I am pro autonomy.
No, I get it. I mean, it's got to be. You can't just put that out there and expect not bad things to happen.
Yeah. And all that torque,
which is right there.
Torque is more dangerous.
Uh-huh. That's what wins races and puts people in hospitals.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, man. And I still just don't understand why they are so anxious to butcher a heritage they've built on.
No. That still doesn't make sense. I can't rationalize it. I just can't.
It's a complete lack of creativity is what it boils down to.
I'm curious what the Mustang enthusiasts think. What the people that actually like
nobody's into it.
Ford fans.
Nobody's into it. I've seen so many memes about this already.
Good. It's not an ugly crossover. It's not a bad concept.
Apparently, people have taken to calling it the Chunky.
Yeah, it's huge
Instead of the Mach-E.
Yes, it's a fat ass Mustang.
It's the Chunky.
I'll give you that.
I like it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a super fat Mustang.
If I bought one, that would be my vanity license.
That's perfect
for sure. So,
all right, we should probably keep moving. We're at like the last of this battle.
All right. Well, we got one story left. We always kind of like, as human nature, we always kind of accent the bad in the news, and we kind of gravitate towards that, right?
Yeah, bad news gets clicks, good news gets looked over.
Right. And so I'm guilty of that, but I don't love it. So I saw this story and I had to run with it because it's feel good. It's good. It's good and it's sad.
It's a sad situation.
It's sad, but it is cool that it still happens. So thousands of car enthusiasts show up to fulfill a teenager's final wishes. So a 14-year-old kid from Missouri,
yes,
who had a pretty long and drawn out battle with cancer.
It's like a really rare bone cancer.
Yeah, seems like every time a child dies from cancer, it always has to be a rare one.
Yeah, like a painful one.
Right, like, come on, man. That sucks. So, but his final wish was that his funeral procession would be people in sports cars. He was a huge car fanatic, which is super cool. And not only did people turn up, they turned up in the thousands. And it was everything from
all over the country.
Yeah, everything from Honda Civics to McLarens. Yep. And it's just super cool to me.
It sounded like the like rallies where everyone kind of met and like
they had to.
Yeah, and then they would the whole funeral procession was led by like a Camaro limousine, I think if I read that correctly, or something crazy. And and then instead of like a moment of silence, and this wasn't in the article, this was actually in the comment section of someone that was there.
Yeah.
Instead of a moment of silence, they had a moment of just nonstop revving.
Perfect.
That's how if that's how I'm going, I want it to be going out loud. I want everyone to know that this is awesome. My funeral procession.
I saw somebody posted a meme today that said, at my funeral, if you can't do at least a 10-second burnout, you're not invited.
I think that's fair. that's how I should write a will and have some fucked up shit.
Just to have some fun with it, right?
Yeah.
Do we need to?
You get.
You know what we need to do? This is a topic idea.
Yes.
Automotive wills.
Yes, I love it.
The car guy will.
Car guy will.
Absolutely. Tune into a future episode.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like wheels turn. Like you could have like totally rational things.
No.
And then
this
totally
is podcast.
Well, I mean, he's got to have both. I mean,
that's fair.
Who gets the Omni?
Where are we
why?
Where are we spreading our ashes? Stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be a very dark comedy.
I'm okay with it.
Stick around. I mean,
we'll have to do that sometime.
I'm in. Well, it's up to us, and we were already both in.
Yeah. I mean, who's here to tell us no?
Let's vote. 100%.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Look at that.
Look at that.
2 out of 2.
But yeah, it's cool that many people showed up to someone they'd never met just because they also are fans of cars.
Yeah.
That shows that there is good in the car culture as well. I would like to think that if anything, like something happened to the 10-tenths guys and like, hey, we're having a funeral for Rob, all the 10-tenths people need to show up. I think they'd do it.
I think that you would be surprised how far some people would drive for that, which is silly and strange to me, but...
well, we've had people offer to drive from far away just to sit in my basement and talk on a podcast.
Yeah,
so.
Well, and I was going to say something about this before we shut this down, so maybe this is a good point to do that.
Yeah.
It's been really awesome to me how many people have reached out to me, and I think you as well, personally, about interest in helping us move forward through whatever this is, and I haven't even gotten a chance to get back to all of you, but I really appreciate that.
Yep.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, we're still trying to plan out how we want, because we don't want to say no to the people that we think would be perfect for the show.
Yeah.
Or even the people that we don't think would be perfect for the show. We still want to find a way to make it all work. So,
I was afraid that this was going to be bad for everybody, that they weren't going to be excited about change, whatever, because
nobody likes
no
change.
one likes change, but everyone's been supportive, and I really appreciate that. And I wasn't sure even no matter how dedicated Robbie and I were to making this go on, that it was going to, but I'm not worried about it now.
I wasn't worried about, like, from a support standpoint. I was really I was more actually surprised by how much support we got right off the bat. But at 2 hours and 10 minutes into our first episode without Michael,
whoops,
I have no doubts. We are fine.
Yeah.
Obviously we'll miss him.
Yeah.
And he's always welcome back. It would be great to have the trio back, because we're a fucking tripod, but we can stand with just two.
Yeah,
so it's cool. This is, no doubt we're finding a way to make this work.
Yeah.
With the fans, with new people. It's good. All good.
Yeah. Should we shut this down before our batteries die?
I think it turns red before it dies. So, well, at least we know we can go 2 hours on 2/3 of a battery.
Well, we don't want to risk it.
No. But yeah, so we will. Next week's Thanksgiving. So no promises for next week. I would like to.
It definitely won't be the normal Wednesday night, I can tell you that.
Okay. I'm in, but I don't. Yeah, we'll talk off.
We'll figure it out.
If we can, we'll do it. Otherwise, it'll be in a couple weeks.
There you go.
Thanks for sticking around.
Bye.